If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, Nick. Pleasure to have you here with me. We got a good one tonight. My good friend Gunny, NYJ Situation Report, will be joining me momentarily. It's February 1st. You thought we'd be off to a good start? No. We're getting rid of even more coaches, ladies and gentlemen. 5, 10 more coaches than I have toes have been let go by the New York Jets this offseason. You can't write this disaster. But some people will tell you Aaron Glenn knows what he's doing. Don't listen to them. That's my advice. You want some other good advice here, ladies and gentlemen? Turn it up. It's Blitz. It's Sunday night. It's shine time in prime time. Let's party. Let's go.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in football!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic. Folks, you cannot make this stuff up. It is February. It is 4 weeks after the NFL season ended, and Aaron Glenn is still letting coaches go. I'm lost for words, folks. I don't know how to. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know how to put this together. I don't know how to get on a talk show and present to people that the New York Jets are in a good situation, that the New York Jets have the right guy making decisions for the organization. I am at a loss for it. I can't do it anymore. I can't sit here and pretend that things are going well. I can't sit here and try to find positives. It's not easy. I'm good at it. I'm pretty goddamn good at it. I can find a positive in any situation. I don't know what to do here. I have no idea how to spin this. I have no idea how to bring this to a positive point. I just keep going back to this the last week. That's all it is. It's a guy blindfolded, throwing darts, hoping to hit a bullseye. JD with a question right off the bat while we wait for Gunny to join us. Wouldn't we be unhappy if he kept the dog shit staff? I don't think Tanner Engstrand was part of a dog shit staff. I think Tanner Engstrand had some of the worst quarterback play we've ever witnessed. Michael Nania on Twitter broke down that wide receivers in New York Jets offense. You know, the wide receiver room that we hate so much, even after Garrett Wilson went down, was fourth in the NFL in separation against man coverage. Good quarterbacks will cook that. Good quarterbacks would still be playing if they had that. So I don't think it's a shit staff. I think it was shit quarterback play. I think when you trade away 2 all pros midseason, you kind of say to your defensive side of the ball, hey man, it's going to be rough sailing the rest of the way. But you know what? We're going to run it back with you because we just stripped you of your best 2 players. Oh, and Brownlee's going to get hurt. And then AZ Thomas is going to get hurt. And then your starting safety Cisco, who wasn't great, is going to be out for the majority of the year. You can't keep taking talent away from a poorly talented team to begin with and then blame it on the coaching too. So, I mean, you can pick whatever issue you want, JD, and you're right. You want to blame the talent, you're right. You want to blame the coaching, you're right. But I think you can look at it and pull it all together and say there's a lot of issues with the Jets. Now, Aaron Glenn has hired someone named Duker as his defensive coordinator. Should just be a title. I think we all believe Aaron Glenn will be calling the defensive plays and running this. That gives me some hope and some faith. And here's why. We have a lot of picks. We have 4 in the top 44. We have about 80 million available, 67, I believe, after you count up all the draft picks for this year. You can make some nice improvements to this team. The top of the draft, I would go all defense. Honest to God. I don't even care about the offense this year. I want to get great at something. Go get Reese. Go get Banks. Go get Zion Young. Go make an elite front 7. Go get a safety, either McNeil Warren or go get Thieneman. Go get a safety on the back end. Get defensive end, defensive tackle, off-ball linebacker. Or you get a real middle linebacker and move Sherwood to off-ball and get a safety. Just make the middle of this defense elite. And I can deal with a 2-15 season if I see the defense getting better week after week, game after game, and I can see these young kids, the 4 of them, our new core, develop. I'll be all right with the year. Colts are going to be awful. They don't have a quarterback. We're going to be awful. We don't have a quarterback. Go get me 2 top 10 picks. Go get the quarterback. Go get an elite wide receiver. And then let's get the offense next year. I'm fine with that. Don't half-ass this offseason. Don't get, we're going to go a little bit here and a little bit there. No. Tunnel vision. Focus on it and fucking nail it. That's what she said. Mike These Nuts gets us started tonight. Member for 5 months. Appreciate you, Mike, and your support. You're the man, not just on YouTube, in real life. I just don't get how anyone can logically defend this guy. Wow, you know, Mike, I'm sitting here giving my points and you're talking trash about me, bro. Oh, you meant Aaron Glenn. I'm sorry, Mike. I take it back. I have no faith in him having input on the picks. I disagree with that part, Mike, and here's why. I like Membu. I think Taylor will be really good with an average quarterback. You don't even need elite, just average. I like AZ Thomas. I like Malachi Moore. So I'd like to see what we do with the more premium picks. And we have a couple of premium picks this year. And the one thing I am afraid of is having these premium picks that the talent will be so good there that it makes Glenn look good. So, but we'll get it all into that. Folks, super chats, $5 and up, gifted memberships. It's Sunday night. Next Sunday, we will have our Joe Namath Super Bowl raffle. The time of the show to be determined. I work every day of the week. So I believe I am working basketball all day next week. I worked from 8:30 this morning till 4:45 tonight at the travel games. I will figure it out. I promise you. If I have to go on late night when I get home at 11:30 after the Super Bowl, I'll do it. I promise you. We will do the Joe Namath autographed item next Sunday. It's Sunday night. It's shine time. All raffle entries are doubled. If This is where you guys take the lead, as always. It's a very chat-driven show. If we get 20 gifted memberships tonight, we'll triple all entries tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the ball's in your court. Play ball. Now, I'm bringing in our guest tonight. One of my favorite people in the world. Not just to talk football with, talk life with, talk anything with. Bring to you, Gunny. What's up, brother?
Yo, what's good, Nick? How you living, bro?
Good. I want to try something. Let's see. If we get comments, we could do comments on the bottom. Oh, I like this, especially with your layout. I like.
Yeah, I like that.
You and
I
Lance.
appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's too good of an investment to have you put down into a little box. Man.
Yeah, no, I like
beautiful
this.
back
This is
there.
a good view. This is a good view. I like
Nice.
this one.
It looks
Okay.
nice. We look good. We look nice. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just working every
Man.
day. That's it. I work.
I feel you. It's
work.
it's just a
I
daily
work
grind,
a regular
right?
job during the week. I do the basketball on the weekend. I sit down here in this chair whenever I can, man. I'm just about working right now. That's it.
Nah, I feel you, bro. That's just the story of life. Especially when the Jets, you know what I'm saying, give us so much to not be excited about. At least when we work, we keep our minds off of it. We can go ahead and at least make money, and that helps us be happy, I guess. Or
Right.
money we're going to wind up spending on them next year anyway, even though they do nothing for us, because that's just how we operate.
You know me. I'm annoyingly positive when it comes to
Yes.
this team. I get that. I see the feedback of the chat. I know the comments. It's Nick's trying to be positive. There's comments when I call it the Jake Show that, man, we've lost Nick. Now, what else do we have left? If we lost Nick being positive, what else do we have? I don't know, man. I did not have an NFL coach going for any coach going 3-14 and getting rid of more coaches than I have toes, Gunny. He's gotten rid of 10 coaches, and he's still here. Help me out, because I'm at a loss for words, man. And I've gone to great lengths to defend Aaron Glenn the first couple weeks of January. I'm out of ammunition. I'm waving the white flag. It's all yours, bro. Good luck.
Yeah, listen, you're a different breed. You're a different breed, Nick. I'm telling you, man. I don't know how you can look at this organization right now and this franchise and be positive. It's extremely difficult. And you know me, man, I go into every offseason looking at all the bright spots. The offseasons are honestly where usually as a fan base, we get to actually be excited over the last couple of years because there's still the hope factor, right? The ability to, okay, we add this piece or we add that piece, you know what I'm saying? We might go ahead and be respectable. And then you look at what we just witnessed this past year. And then we go into this offseason, and arguably this is probably the worst offseason, I think, to start off with the New York Jets in a very long time. Not only are the Patriots back in the freaking Super Bowl, but you're talking about we kept a coach who has no business being an NFL head coach in this league. Then they fired everyone that coach hired. That coach who stood in front of us at a podium and told us how he understands the importance of getting the right people in the building, of how he's taken his time and was thorough in regards to building his coaching staff because he understands it's about who he has around him that's going to allow him to be successful. That's the same guy, same dude, the same dude that told us when he first got here, when, mind you, the majority of us thought like, hey, this is going to be a rebuild. He got on a podium and told us, hey, man, I've seen this team. This isn't about freaking a rebuild. This was about coaching. The coaching was the issue, but now we've got some coaches coming into the building. We're going to fix things. And you produce whatever that season was, and it was a complete meltdown of just utter embarrassment is the only way to describe it.
Shit show. There's a shit
It's a
show.
shit show. Yeah,
Top to bottom,
100%.
shit show. Both
Great
sides
shit
of the
show.
ball, trading people away, your decisions. And here's the
Horrible.
thing that drives me nuts with Aaron Glenn. If I saw progress throughout year one, Gunny, I would cling to it. I would
Yeah.
be screaming on every show about what I saw.
Yeah.
It got worse. Also, every decision you are making is a redirection from your original direction,
100%.
which was a colossal fucking failure.
100%.
Not one, besides Banjo, and Banjo being so great at his goddamn job cost us the #1 pick and cost us Mendoza. I'm not okay with it, Gunny. I'm not okay with it. The only thing we were good at cost us a potential franchise quarterback. So no, I'm not happy that you got the special teams right. It's everything is Fields was wrong. Defensive coordinator was wrong. Offensive coordinator was wrong. That 10 coaches were wrong. There was a question I just saw in the chat. Forgive me.
And to be clear, I'm not
missed who said it.
giving Aaron Glenn credit for
Curtis.
Banjo either. I'm not giving.
good question
That's
from
Mike
Curtis, Gunny.
Westhoff. Can you
even put together a
No.
decent staff in February?
No.
Well, it's two-tiered. Yes, because Kubiak will. Our former offensive coordinator, Matt LaFleur, will. But here's the difference, and here's why it's a no for the Jets. You could potentially be a lame duck head coach. People who want a chance and an opportunity to elevate know that it takes time to build it, especially if you have a team like the Jets. It's going to take a couple of years. That's why you're giving out 5-year deals for the coaches. That's why Joe Douglas got a 6-year deal as general manager, because they know it's going to take time to fix this franchise. But Gunny, you just got rid of 10 coaches after 1 year. Other coaches are looking at that and saying to themselves, their spouses, their friends, the guys they coach with, their mentors are all going to say, dude, why would you even want to risk it? This is your first chance getting promoted maybe to a job like that. Why would you put all your eggs in the New York Jet basket? There's holes in the basket. There's gasoline. There's a guy throwing matches. That basket's going to burn.
Yeah, listen, you're right. Yeah, that was a great way of breaking that down, because you can put a competent staff together in February. You've seen a lot of coaches who are in the Super Bowl, their coordinators go to their new teams, and they were able to do it, right? But I'm with you, man. Aaron Glenn doesn't have that. That doesn't have that freaking Rolodex. He doesn't have that support system. You're looking at a guy right now who's being told no by numerous individuals that they're not interested. A guy right now whose ego, I think, is going to be too big to allow anyone to come in there that's going to potentially be bigger than him. I don't even think they're really making this a real search for competent coaching, because I think Aaron Glenn's, self-esteem is so low that the fear factor of the moment he brings back a guy, or he brings a guy, and that side of the ball is doing better, and then the team is still losing, the chance for fire Glenn and promote so-and-so is going to be too loud for him to handle. And again, with Banjo, I was saying earlier, I'm not giving him credit for that either. Mike Westhoff was the one that pretty much put Banjo in freaking the organization's ears, and he wound up following through and giving him the job. That wasn't his find. That was a Mike Westhoff recommendation, and he wound up freaking listening to an actual coach, an actual freaking NFL coach. But ultimately, man, this season is going to be painful. And I've been on my podcast just talking about how Jets fans, just be ready for it. This is going to be a painful 2026. And in the words of Buffalo Jets fans, if you could find a way to Madden simulate through 2026, that would be the ideal situation. But no, to answer that question,
I don't even watch simulations, Gunny. I get up and walk away when you had a simulator. You don't even want to sit there and watch the simulation. You come back and go, 9-7 back in the day.
I'll take that.
When there was 16 games.
Yeah.
9-7. All right, look at that. Let's go right to the offseason, baby. This is fun. I don't want to play the games. I want to just simulate the Jets offseason, because there's always so much action and fun there. Shout out Adirondack Fly Guy. Gunny kicks us off tonight with our first gifted membership, folks. It went to King Lowski. Adirondack, way to swing big on the first membership gifted tonight. Folks, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are moving up quickly. We are almost at, where are we? We're at 2,049. We're almost at 2,050. I set a big goal to try to get it to 2,500 by the NFL draft. I don't know if we can keep that pace. We had a tremendous January here in the month. We added 138 subscribers in January. Thank you to all of you. New, old, disgruntled, happy, whoever you are. Thank you for being a part of this channel. I appreciate it. Now, Sunday night shine time. $5 super chats, gifted memberships like this one right here. Get you on the wheel for the Joe Namath autographed item next Sunday. Also, raffle entries are doubled. If we get 19 more gifted memberships tonight, we will triple all entries tonight. So, folks, tonight is the night to get in. Make sure you're on the wheel for next Sunday for Joe Namath. Now, I have a question for you, Gunny. Where do we go from here? I don't think we're going to get very exciting coaches. I don't think we're going to get anybody that's going to really breathe enthusiasm and excitement and momentum into the organization.
Between you and me, man,
I can't even put together a good comment
my
with it.
my thought process is this on this one, man. I think at this point you look at Muji, and we got to say Muji's done some things that we can all appreciate. Some in season trades we've all liked. Bringing in some talent to the building and some of the draft aspects as well. I know everybody wants to give AG credit for that, but ultimately I'm going to give Muji the credit of the doubt since I really haven't seen Aaron Glenn do anything good at his job. I'm going to think the good things possibly came with Muji having more of an effect than we're giving him credit for. So I think Muji should be looking at this draft class purely as a draft class to where he's trying to audition for his job. He's trying to keep his job because AG is out the door. If you don't see the writing on the wall, AG is out the door. He's got 8 games. 8 games to go ahead and showcase some kind of talent at the head coaching position. And I think he's gone. He's going to be gone. So Muji needs to go into this freaking draft class.
Who's going to be your head coach?
Dog, does it matter? AG can't be a head coach. Make it Banjo for all I care. We already know freaking Glenn can't do it. I think
special team coach went on to have a nice career.
Exactly. So it could happen. I think Muji needs to go ahead and hit this draft, man, and just make the New York Jets better, and don't fill this roster with a bunch of Aaron Glenn guys. Don't bring all of Aaron Glenn's buddies, you know what I'm saying, from Detroit. Don't go ahead and let Aaron Glenn lead this draft. Don't reach for a quarterback like Ty Simpson because you're desperate to go ahead and get somebody in the building. I think you need to go ahead and look at this draft and his best player available. We've got plenty of holes for you to fill, and you go ahead and utilize that in free agency and, of course, in the draft. And once AG is gone by midseason next year, you at least got some components together that could entice a legitimate coaching staff or head coach coming to the building with those 3 first-round draft picks, with the $200 million in cap space. And I'm going to go out on women's here. We're probably going to be the first overall draft pick, at worst, a top 3 draft pick in this coming draft. And so you've got some components there. Yeah.
Watch out for the Colts. That'd be great. Remember years ago?
Colts could be trash.
The Browns had 1 and 3, I believe. They took like Courtney Brown, and Courtney Brown went 1. LeVar Arrington. It was like back-to-back Penn State guys. I think LeVar went to Washington, but I think Cleveland had like number 1 and number 3, where they took like Tim Couch and then Courtney Brown, like defensive lineman. They had 2 of the top 3 picks in the draft. I would go nuts over that. To add a quarterback and then to add Jeremiah Smith. I really need the Colts and the Jets just to both be top 5 picks next year. And then I would be able to sit there with a smile on my face every Sunday night, Gunny. If
honestly, I don't think you're far off.
Unison.
Yeah, I don't think you're far off. I think the Colts are going to be tough next year. They're not got a quarter. They're in the same situation, no quarterback, right?
Yeah. You're gonna bring Anthony Richardson back?
Right? Like, what are you gonna do? Daniel Jones won't be back until they're saying now probably November, October timeframe. And then when he does come back, we saw how that torn Achilles impacts the comeback from a previous quarterback. Like, it takes a little while. Yeah. So I think it's very possible, man. The Colts wind up with a top 5 pick next year for us, and that would be great. Jets would definitely be a top 3 pick. That's guaranteed. The Cowboys could surprise us. You never know, right? I think the NFC East got a bit better, right? Especially with freaking Harbaugh going to the Giants, so they can have a couple of L's they weren't anticipating going into next season. But I don't know. I just think really when you look at this whole thing, like, and anyone who's like, yeah, man, let's just let Aaron Glenn do his thing. Like, we've been through this before, Jets fans. Like, we've seen what bad looks like, to where I struggle to understand how we've gone through this for as much as we have, and we can't see a shitty coach when we see a shitty coach. Like, I understand Aaron Glenn was a player for us, and we all love him. I understand there's some emotional connection because he told the Patriots to F off, even though he wasn't really going to get that job. But I understand that he wanted to be here. That's also appealing to us. But guys, he can't coach. Like, he's not an NFL head coach, and that's okay. Like, that's not everybody can do it. We see this happen year in year where somebody gets an opportunity and they're just not built for that particular role, and that's why you're a coordinator. And you stick to what you're good at, and that is okay. Yeah. Listen, I was excited about the hire, but the guy showed us this entire season that he is way over his head. And people keep saying, like, well, the Detroit Lions, and no, it's not the same thing. The Detroit Lions fought tooth and nail, even though they freaking caught those L's. It was a massively different situation in terms of what you saw from the Campbell freaking, winless team, vice this. It wasn't the same thing at all. Those guys were in games. They fought tooth and nail, and they were just outgunned most games. but they had fighters. They had players who were willing to go ahead and put it all on the line. We didn't see any of that this year. We saw guys quit on the back end of the season. I would say they were prepared to go ahead and start their trips to Cancun more so than play for this coach. And then you fired the entire coaching staff that you spoke so highly of, that you apparently had thought about for a while.
That you put together.
That you put together. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's just, I get it. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be here. But if we really think Aaron Glenn is going to become an outlier from statistically, the historical data tells us, statistically speaking, he's going to be a failed coach. That's just he's going to be a failed coach. He would be an anomaly if he winds up being a success as an NFL
Jets
head
usually
coach.
don't buck the trend, right?
And that's not usually, us. We don't do that.
Yeah. Shout out to Johnny Boy, member of the channel for 20 months. Appreciate you, Johnny. Hope you're feeling well. He says, I still believe in Glenn. All I'm saying is no one is losing sleep over the coaches he's fired. It's not like the coaches, GMs we've had one. But Johnny, that's the problem. And I don't even think you realize it, but you hit the nail on the head and just popped the balloon. He picked this staff.
Yep.
This was his beginning of the regime. Go-to guys.
Yeah.
This was the guy. I'm bringing in Tanner Engstrom. We're bringing in Scott Turner, Norv Turner's son. We talked about it, Gunny. I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to have a dominant run game. You got Scott Turner. Bring in Norv Turner. Have him be a consultant. Now you get rid of all these guys. Now you're bringing in guys for your interview with the offensive coordinator that don't really excite anybody. And now you're bringing in, like I said earlier, you're not going to get cream of the crop assistants because they're going to look at the Jet job and say, I don't know how many more opportunities I'm going to get. Johnny, he brought in his picks.
Yep. And
they were all failures. It's going to get worse because he could be a lame duck head coach. I don't know, Gunny. I don't, Johnny. Listen, I want Glenn to win, but I can realistically look at this situation and say we are worse off now than we were
100%.
a year ago.
100%.
And we have all the draft capital, but it's February 1st. You should have had your coaching staff in place and in Mobile, Alabama. You have the combine coming up. You have your scouts that don't even know what the hell they're looking for because they don't know the type of schemes you're going to be running because you don't have coordinators in place. Okay, Duker's here.
Yeah. Whoop-de-doo.
You don't have your offensive staff in place. What are you looking for? What type of offensive lineman you looking for? What type of blocking scheme are you going to run? What type of wide receivers are you looking for? Nobody knows. You're going to go with the same running backs? Do you need to change your running backs because you're going with a different scheme and a different style of running? We don't know. So the Jets are behind the eight ball. There's no momentum, and the ship is sinking. Yeah. It's just a matter of those who stay on too long or the women and children who get off. And
and then another thing I want to add to that, man, is that Aaron Glenn's coaching staff, mind you guys, he knew he was going to be in the rotation the year before. The year before, he already knew, like, yeah, next year is going to be the year where I get my freaking kick. So this isn't a guy that got the job as the Jets head coach and then started thinking about his coaching staff. This is a coaching staff that you have to believe that anybody with any kind of forethought, since he knew from jump he was going to have an opportunity to be a head coach, a year prior to, was putting a list together. the top tier guys. And mind you, this would have been his best chance to get anybody he wanted. Because let's be honest, new head coach, the excitement of coming from Detroit, you had some clout from that, seeing what Detroit was able to go ahead and do, and your ability to go ahead and build the roster as you see fit. Like that was his best shot at bringing in the best possible coordinators to go ahead and help him build this thing. And he missed on every one of them. Every single one of them was a miss. Although I will say this,
special teams and an average offense. Have a better chance of winning games with a subpar, a bottom 5 special teams.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And a top 15 offense.
But I'll say this, man. I don't think. And
there'll be excitement around the organization. Only Jets fans are getting excited about punts down inside the 10-yard line. That's all we had to look forward to.
Yeah, that's fact.
We didn't get sacks. We didn't get interceptions. We didn't get passing touchdowns. We didn't get 250-yard passing games on the regular. It was bad. But
I say this too, like, right. I saw somebody put Kyle Clifton with the nobody wants AG to fail, but nobody sees a path for him not to fail. And that's the facts. If AG comes out this coming year and he is the anomaly and he somehow, some way finds a way to breathe fresh air into this organization, I'll jump on front of this camera and gleefully take the hits proudly as I am a New York Jets fan, people. I want to see the Jets succeed. I'm not an Aaron Glenn fan. I'm not a Muji fan. I'm not a player fan either. I'm a New York Jets fan. If somehow, some way he defies the odds, defies statistics, and becomes an anomaly, and our team is I'm gonna come up here like I was stupid. You'll see me get in front of a camera. How dumb was I? Gladly. The fact of the matter is, I think it's us we're talking about. Are we going to really be the ones to change how things, what the data tells us is going to be? We're not those guys. We don't change the status quo, however you want to say that. Like, I don't see a way that Aaron Glenn does not fail coming into next year. Everybody that thinks that give him a chance, he's going to be great. You're doing it purely off of hope and a prayer, because he's showing us nothing that states that he can do this job as an NFL head coach, and yet he's still here with that title.
Listen,
it's going to be tough here.
Start the fourth down team, where you start a consulting company that just hires special team coaches.
Yeah,
that's it. Start the fourth down company, Aaron Glenn. I got your career for you.
I like that.
Forget the 33rd team. Start the fourth down team. You put a search committee together to find special team coaches since you were so good at it. Peter Castro with a question. So how can you believe in Glenn? I can't at this point. It would be blind faith. And I live in reality. And I need substance. I hate flash. Gunny's heard me say this millions of times. I prefer substance over flash. I don't want the bright, shiny objects. I want the concrete foundation. I want the good building. I want the good structure. I want the offensive line in place first. I want the defensive line. I want your foundation. I want the substance. Deion Sanders was flash. Probably couldn't have done what he'd done without the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys defensive fronts. When you look at the Jets, there's no substance here. There's none. I want there to be, Peter. Will I get excited as the draft picks take place? Yeah, probably after a very disappointing free agency period. We thought it was sad last year when Beck was our first signing. I think you're going to see it. Jets are going to be in on people this year, but they don't get the deals done.
They don't want the Jets. Yep.
Exactly. And who would? The coaching staff is in turmoil. The head coach is still getting rid of coaches 4 weeks after the season ended.
It's insane, bro.
It's unheard of, guys. You can have your blind faith and you can sit there and say, I'm still team Aaron Glenn.
Man.
But do me a favor. Give me some goddamn logic as to why. Not just because I like him. Not just because he was a former Jet. Give me something he's done as a coach. Enlighten me. Give me some substance as to why Aaron Glenn deserves to be believed in. I don't have it. I would love to be enlightened on that topic. Here's a topic. A Mitch with a super chat for $10. Thank you. You're in the raffle for 4 entries next Sunday. AG fired A-Rod with Thunder. And you're telling me 1 year later the coaches did not know they were fired? That tells me AG is a shell and he should be fired ASAP. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a very good point.
He was cocky, brash, and arrogant about getting rid of Rodgers. I don't think Gunny, it's everything's a redirection. There's no purpose. There's no shift course. There's no coordinates. It's this, dude. It's this.
And now
you can't run an NFL organization like that. You can run a Pop Warner team like that. And you can have one kid who's a running back, and he can be a star, and he can be your linebacker and your running back, and he can do great things for you, and he can be the best athlete on the field. It's not how NFL teams work. You need a plan. You need a vision. You need a purpose. You need to execute that plan. You need to bring in players that can play in that plan. You need to bring it all together, and we don't have that.
And if we're being honest, man, like you're looking at this circle of coaches, coaching hires and fires and whatnot, and it made all the sense in the world for Woody to see the writing on the wall Take a swing at one of these guys, right? Take a swing at him. Take a swing at the hardball. Take a swing at. I mean, honestly, Clint Kubiak was my dream scenario. I was really hoping somehow, some way, he made it through a whole other freaking season, and the next year, maybe for once we'd wake up, smell the roses, and hire a legitimate offensive mind and give them the keys to the building. But he's about to be the freaking Raiders head coach, which sucks beyond sucks. But like you can't compete in this environment. You right now, Mike Vrabel is back in the freaking Super. The Patriots are back in the Super Bowl, so Mike Vrabel is a legitimate coach. I don't think the Miami Dolphins are doing anything that's scary, but nevertheless, you don't know now because they at least have hope with new blood in the building. The Bills, you promote Joe Brady. I mean, I think you missed out an opportunity to go ahead and bring a legitimate head coach. But when your owner starts popping off at the mouth about players on the roster and blaming I can see why they had limited options as well. But nevertheless, they still got a guy named Josh Allen in the building, and that's going to be a problem. You're looking at the third or fourth best team in your division right now because your coaching is not giving you a chance in any given game. And you again, like you said, you're firing coaches in freaking the end of January. We're in February.
4 weeks.
February 1st.
Why did it
4 weeks
take
in?
4 weeks to assess a fucking tight end coach?
Bro, I don't understand.
4 weeks. Women, some maybe getting their second period, Gunny, since the goddamn Jets season ended, and now they're firing coaches.
100%. And
what the fuck?
Bro. And I'm with you, man. Like for the optimistic Jets fans, I envy you guys. I do because I'm usually that dude. I'm usually the guy that can look at my team because I love this team, and I would find a way to go ahead and say, okay, cool. This, and this is how we're going to go ahead and potentially get back on track. There is no avenue of approach right now that we can actually look at other than hopes, prayers, and dreams that would tell me that, okay, this is the avenue of how this team gets turned back around. You guys are like, oh, give AG 2 years. For what? He didn't show you anything in year one. He's got no real support structure right now. He's going into the year. Bruh.
You're on the uptick. Dan Campbell was on an uptick. This got worse. The more that Glenn's vision and his input got put on this team, the worse we are. That's just reality. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to be a fan. And when the season first ended, I believed in Tanner Engstrand. I believed in Scott Turner. I said we had a good running attack. I said better quarterback play. We had separations. Michael Nania had a great tweet. We were fourth in the NFL in wide receiver separation against man coverage. Why the fuck do you get rid of that offensive coordinator? That tells me
that guy.
The scheme is good. Get the quarterback. Even if you don't get Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins can throw to open guys. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan. Getting the ball time and time again. You go get a quarterback who can get the ball to those guys. But I can't sit here and say Aaron Glenn did so good. He deserves to fire everybody.
No.
But keep his job. One of the 5 coaches that he kept wasn't even his. It's Sean Jefferson, which was a holdover.
That's true. I forgot about that.
He didn't even hire Sean Jefferson. Engstrand kept Sean Jefferson.
Yeah.
Hayden, offensive line was much improved. Okay, that was a good hire.
I give that.
I don't know if that was Engstrand and staff or how
or
much
health was in our
input.
Health was in our favor. Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The firing of Tanner Engstrand, again, I'm not crying over it because again, we saw nothing this season from the coaching staff other than Banjo that would make me go die on a hill for them. But Tanner would be the only one, like you were just saying, was on the uptick, right? Like, so in year one, first year freaking head offensive coordinator, first year calling plays, to be in the conversation as some of those guys in terms of separation created, those statistics tell me like, okay, so the play design was working. Our quarterback wasn't, clearly, right? You're talking about Brady Cook and then Justin Fields, but your play design was working. Players were getting open consistently. We had a 1,000-yard rusher. Like, he's giving you, now again, I'm not saying he was perfect. He had a lot of issues that he needed to go ahead and clean up, but he's the guy that you feel more comfortable. Okay, he's going to look at the tape in the offseason, see where he might have messed up. You get himself an average, decent, or just below average quarterback because there's not much to choose from. Let's see what year 2 looks like. He's the guy you feel good about going on the uptake. Aaron Glenn, like you said, there's nothing. The one guy, or Banjo again, stud, but again, the one guy, offense, defense-wise, Engstrand, who actually was putting you in specific metrics where you're like, damn, first year caught in plays, he's young, he's got to figure this thing out, but he's showing us something. You let him go, and yet you're still here. this organization is a joke, bro. And somebody said it in the thing, man. It's Woody
tough, man.
Johnson owns his team. We're screwed, and it starts with Woody Johnson, but it's he's not gonna sell the team. So you got to already hope that he makes decisions that can at least benefit the team. But at this point, I'm convinced that Woody Johnson is only an owner because it's an ATM for him. Not that he cares about his legacy or to win games. I'm convinced, man, that this is more about the dollars for him than it is the X's and O's and potentially getting rings. I don't see him making the kind of moves like a Robert Kraft would do and fire a first-year head coach to go get the guy he wants, or to go ahead and still make an offer to a coach that was already under contract and that coach wind up signing over a piece of paper on a napkin telling us, hey, I'm done and leaving. Like, Robert Kraft is a guy who understands, yeah, the money's cool, but, man, my legacy matters more. And I hate the Patriots, but you got to respect the owner that's willing to do whatever it takes to make sure this team's in best position to win games. Our owner doesn't do that. Woody doesn't seem to care about that.
Generational wealth, man. I think anywhere from 170 to $200 million a year as owner of the Jets. You're not going to give that away.
No.
You bought it for $600 million. It's worth an estimated $8 billion right now. Why would you give that away? That takes care of the next couple Johnson generations, man.
Next couple. That's at least
the NFL money's not going anywhere. With Amazon getting in the game now, like, it's only going to get bigger. Netflix is getting in the game now. The amount of money that NFL owners make is just going to get through the roof. They're charging $50 for a fucking hat. $50 for an NFL hat. You're seeing $200 for sweatshirts on the sites, and people are buying them because they can't get enough of the NFL product. Even the worst teams in the NFL are making money hand over fist with merch. So, listen, it's not good, right? We're hoping to move past this. For those of you in the chat saying they're still talking about this, the Jets just fired another coach yesterday. Or today. Today we lost them. The days are running together. I took a nap after being at the basketball gym for 9 hours today.
Was it today?
Today
No,
was
yesterday.
the tight end coach went on.
Oh, yeah, it was today. Yeah.
Yeah, the days run together, man, when you're living in the misery that is the New York Jets.
That purgatory. It'll do that
Jeff
to you.
Blasco today. So the Browns picked him up. Now, we want to get past it. But in order to get past it, there needs to be finality. There needs to be growth. There needs to be change. We know that Duker came in as defensive coordinator. I think you and I both expect Aaron Glenn to be calling the defense, right? Like, he's going to put this on him. Duker's going to be the guy that laminates the play sheets, make sure the Sharpies are new for Glenn. There's a lot of jobs with the Jets right now, man. You need defensive line coach. You need everything. I'll bring this picture back up. What do we have in place? You have Chris Harris, pass game coordinator, and defensive backs. For those of you new to the Jets world, welcome. I'll be your host, Nick Shine. This is my good friend Gunny here. The Jets didn't intercept any passes. They're the first team in NFL history to not intercept the pass. And they kept the biggest failure at his job. That shows you the direction of Aaron Glenn. No team has ever won an entire season. He even gave us an extra game. 3-4 games from when the record started being kept on interceptions, and we got 0. That's the coach that we kept. So for all of you, I believe in Aaron Glenn. How do you believe in that? How can you look at that and say Glenn knows what he's doing? He got rid of 10 coaches, but he kept the guy that led the secondary with 0 interceptions. Listen, I love faith, right? I love believing in something. But goddamn, I need substance, guys. And please, when I open up the call lines later, feel free to call in and tell me why the fuck I should believe in Aaron Glenn. I can't find it. You kept the one coach who was the biggest failure in NFL history, interviewed him for a promotion, and said to us, this is an up-and-coming coach in the league. Why? Because other teams want to have 0 interceptions in the season? All right. Trying to calm down, going a different direction. But I'm like, Aaron Glenn, everything's a redirection off my previous direction. In order to get to another topic with the Jets, we need to see growth. We need to see improvement. And I'm going to tell you guys, I don't know when that's going to happen. I think that might not be till the draft. I don't think we're going to enjoy the coaching hirings. I don't think we're going to enjoy free agency. I don't think we're going to enjoy the owners' meetings. I don't think we're going to enjoy a goddamn thing about this team until we get to the draft. So, Gunny, I'm going to fast forward past all the other negative bullshit.
All right.
And I'm going to hit the hope restored button. Being the NFL draft. Being right now, as of we sit today, February 1st, down 10 coaches, we have 4 of the top 44 picks. Have you done any work yet?
A little bit. I've done some work.
Where
Yeah.
you want to go? Like, what's your vision here with these top 44? How would you play it out if you are the guy making the phone call saying, write this name on the card? Where do you stand today with the draft, with the Jets?
Honestly, I look at this draft right, and I think we've got so we got pick 1, and we're talking about
Pick 2.
I think you've got pick 2. Sorry, pick 2. And I think you need to go ahead and look at making either the defense better immediately or the offense better immediately. I mean, that means you go either Bain at edge or you go wide receiver. I think you got to go the best wide receiver available in this draft. In my opinion, which is Carnell Tate. I think he'd be a good complement for Garrett Wilson, a bigger body freaking wide receiver, nice route runner, right? He can go ahead and go and get it. And again, them Ohio State boys are showing you in the NFL, they just transition to being elite wide receiver. So I would keep that asset in there, and I would go Carnell Tate. I would go Carnell Tate, or I'm going to go in Bain. You need a legitimate edge rusher, and I know there's concerns about Bain in terms of his arm length, right? I've heard it from everybody who's analyzed this kid. His arm length's a concern. It's a concern. But if you watch the game, man, if you watch this kid play, he's just a game wrecker. The dude is he causes problems for everyone that you line up in front of him, and we don't have that guy. You know, JJ didn't look like JJ. I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing coming back from the injury. We know what Will McDonald is. Will McDonald is not going to be a guy we can go ahead and depend on on 4 downs. He's going to be a gadget guy, a guy you send after the quarterback on legitimate passing down. So he's not the edge rusher you need right there, a constant disruptor. And I think Bain can be that guy. So for me, it's Bain or it's freaking Carnell Tate. Now, if you go one or the other, and I think that next pick has to be the counter, right? So I think in that situation, if you want to go Bain, you got a couple more options in terms of wide receiver that you can go against. But some people are talking about Arvell Reese, right? And I'm gonna say this. I'm not opposed to Reese, except for the fact that and BJF I'm gonna blame him for this, man, because like I was a big fan of Reese in terms of his overall physical traits. You know what I'm saying? What he brings to the table. The guy's a freak. You can line him up almost anywhere. But then you got to go back to just watching the game. If I stop talking about his freaking, his measurables, and sometimes the kid just disappears, right? And then when you're depending on a organization to coach up a guy like that to become the next Micah Parsons, you know what I'm saying, to be a guy you can go ahead and get to the quarterback, play him at linebacker, who can do a bit of everything on defense. You got to believe in the coaching staff. And this is where I'm like, you know what? I don't believe in the coaching staff, so Arvell Reese would be a waste to me. So give me some guys who don't need to depend primarily on the coaching to get them to play football, and that's where I'm at Ruben Bain or I'm at freaking Carnell Tate. But yeah, at number 16, if you go Ruben Bain, I think number 2, then you've got to go Carnell, Mekhi Lemon, or Jordan Tyson. If whoever's available, one of those top 3 wide receivers, you go grab that guy, man. And people keep saying like it's going to be Ty Simpson, and I'm not saying it won't be. I do believe that Aaron Glenn right now is in a situation where his back's against the wall and he knows it and he's hearing the noise. And there's no other quarterback options available in free agency or in the draft that you can really get excited about. So I could see Aaron Glenn doing an Aaron Glenn thing and drafting Ty Simpson with a 16th overall pick as some way to kind of save his, save hope for the future. But I don't believe in Ty Simpson. I don't believe in Ty Simpson in the first round at all.
I don't.
If you want to use one of our second round picks to take a gamble on the kid, then do you. But for me, I think that's going. If Ty Simpson is drafted by the New York Jets, just know that this is Aaron Glenn making that pick, and it's just to call ahead and try to save face, and he's praying that this kid winds up being the next Tom Brady or something. Because Ty Simpson, for me, I don't think he's a first round talent. I don't think he's a premium pick talent, but he's the next quarterback after freaking Mendoza. Do the Jets trade a bunch of picks and move up to number 1 to get Mendoza? I hope not, because I don't think Mendoza would succeed again with his coaching staff and with this current roster. but I can also see them throwing as much as they can at the freaking Oakland Raiders to say, I'm sorry, the Vegas Raiders saying like,
Vegas.
hey, here's all the freaking first that
Listen,
we've got.
Gunny, if they wanted us to remember what goddamn town they're in, they should have stayed in one town.
They should have stayed in one town. You're right.
Oakland, Los Angeles, Oakland, Los
Yeah,
Angeles,
Vegas.
Oakland, Vegas. If we call
too
you the
much.
wrong name, it's your own goddamn
It's your fault. 100%. But that's where I'm at, man. I think you got to go edge. You got to go wide receiver in the first, man. I think you need to solidify those two because those are the two positions I think in this draft class right now that are pretty talented in terms of guys can come in and be immediate impact players. And I'm just hoping that Ty Simpson is not on this roster. And I'm also kind of hoping that the New York Jets don't sell the farm just with the pick number 1 for Mendoza, who I like, mind you, but then we wind up having to trade Mendoza in 4 years because we never put anything around him for him to succeed.
Get rid of Mendoza.
No, there's no way.
Kubiak
no. Took that job because of Mendoza.
Sam Darnold, a pocket passer.
Yeah.
My hope was that Vegas hired a coach who has a history with more mobile quarterbacks. And maybe that would be our in to get Mendoza, but he just made the Super Bowl with Sam. He's going to want to get a guy who can move, but doesn't live on moving.
Yeah.
And that's a great pairing, Mendoza and Kubiak. So my dream is dead. I've had that dream since Labor Day weekend, and my heart hurts. I'm going to give you a little pushback on Simpson.
All right.
Being the eternal optimist that I am, and being the hopeless romantic that I am with this organization, and I'm sure we're going to hear those words later from Boomtown's recap at the end of the show. I always find a reason to get excited about the draft pick, whether it's Zach Wilson, whether it's 2 safeties, whether it's Vernon Golston, the workout warrior. I always find a reason to believe in the draft pick. I don't have a goddamn thing to believe in Ty Simpson. He's 23. He's somehow inexperienced. He got worse as the season went on. As teams got film on him, he got worse and he regressed.
Yep.
The great ones, you know what they're going to do, and you still can't stop them. And now you factor in the potential Jets offensive coaches, and we don't know who they are yet. So I'll leave that side of it out, right? I can't do Ty Simpson. If I'm going to bring in an inexperienced college quarterback, I got to have a bulletproof coaching staff that I have 100% faith in to develop. I can't piss into the wind and rely on this to work out because it's not going to work out. And I have to point this out because Boomtown will yell at me. 69 of you watching in the chat, thank you for being here. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's Sunday night. It's Shine Time and Prime Time. Raffle entries are double tonight. We only have 1 gifted membership so far. If we get to 20, we will triple all raffle entries this evening. And I will even give 5 myself. So we need 14 more raffle entries to triple all raffle entries tonight for the Joe Namath autograph helmet going out next week. Now, the lovely Leanie checks in. Mimi, Grandma, she knows.
Yeah.
Very intelligent Jet fan. The Jets need to go for the best player available the whole draft. Period. End. Exactly how I read that with Leanie's voice in my head. Leanie, I hope I did reading that a service to you. My 5 memberships went to Reese Quinlan, Mike, Dees, Jets, Sam Massaro, Sharon McLean, Dougly. Congratulations, everybody. And good, have fun enjoying the show. Oh, look at this. Gentlemen, Leanie is just kicking the crap out of all of you in the chat tonight. Now,
putting in
she
work.
Gifts 5 memberships. Look at Leanie. That's why you're the queen, Leanie. Her 5 went to
Leanie.
Barry Beck, Wagons Way, Chris, T-Town Jet, and Black Hockey Media. Just joined the channel the other day. I think he put a comment. He watched one of my videos and said, I've been an Asmaniac, but now I'm over here as a shiner too. So welcome and thank you.
Also,
Leanie.
Nick, Just so you know,
Yes.
she says you need to correct yourself. I'm a Mimi, not a grandma. You got to make sure those are two different things. Grandmas are on the older side. Mimis just have grandkids. It's a big difference.
All right. Alona, my lady, is a Mimi. She just turned 50 this year, so she's been a Mimi for a couple years. So I get it, Leanie. All right. I am corrected. I apologize. No grandma. I'm sorry, Leanie. I will never say those words again. I don't want to piss you off because you are Mimi and you were young enough to still kick my ass. Kyle Clifton. I'm in then. I'm gonna try and call 2 for Aaron. Glenn.
Fire Aaron Glenn.
Oh, I thought it was 4. Like you get
Nope.
to redo.
Fire. I got you, Kyle. He wants Aaron Glenn
It could
fired.
be either one. It could be fire Aaron Glenn or 4 because it was a bad mulligan. It was a bad shot. It scalded off into the woods. It hit a kid who was taking a piss. It knocked him out. Hit him in the ding ding. It was a very bad tee shot on the first hole for Aaron Glenn. So either way, Kyle, 4 or fire. I am for the firing of Aaron Glenn. Dustin with a super chat says draft edge, wide receiver, D-line, linebacker at a minimum. And Black Hockey Media is here. What's up, Nick? Coming in from Jake Show. Appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman's in the chat, folks. Act appropriately. Charles gifted a membership. He wants a Joe Namath item next week for the Super Bowl. His went to Whitney Gilmore. Look at Charles showing the ladies love, Gunny. He knows how to. And speaking of Charles and an autographed item,
Yeah.
Charles just won a Mark Gastineau jersey from your channel that I helped you facilitate.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
congratulations,
problem.
Charles. Yeah, he was gifted a membership himself, actually, which he got him an entry on my channel. And he wasn't on the show actually when he won the jersey, which usually we don't do, but that was a gifted membership, and I want to go ahead and make sure everybody that was gifted one got the opportunity. And then sure enough, his name got called for the jersey, man. So hope you enjoy it, Charles. I appreciate your support, man. I appreciate.
He posted the picture in my Discord, Gunny, and I said to him, "You do not wear that. You hang that up on the wall." And he goes, "Noted." Yeah. He was about to rock that out to the mall.
I mean, it is your jersey. You do what you want with it, but yeah, I would recommend
don't wear it out,
hang
Charles.
that thing up. Yeah, I wouldn't wear that.
Now, Gunny, I have a little breaking news when it comes to Charles Gorman.
All right.
You're aware of the Charles Gorman saga this year, where he declared allegiance to the Colts. And the moment he declared his allegiance to the Colts, they went like 1-9 the rest of the year. They were worse than the Jets the rest of the year.
Oh.
And he swore on Jake's show. He swore to me. It was only for this year. And I said to him a couple weeks ago, Charles, I need you
run it back
to keep your allegiance with the Colts
100%.
for one more year because we have their first round pick. He goes, "Oh, I don't know. I told everyone.
Now we need you, Charles.
Charles, I'll get you a Jonathan Taylor jersey if you do it." And he looks at me and goes, "Make it a Peyton Manning." Deal, Charles. You shrewd negotiator. Deal. I go, "Blue or white?" He goes, "White." I go, "Nonsense. I've watched you eat. It's going to be blue." He goes,
It's going to
"Okay,
be
deal."
blue.
He would wreck it
listen.
Immediately.
If he could go ahead and be the one that turns the tide for us, and next thing you know, we got a top 3 pick out of that, by all means, Charles. Hey, I don't know what the Colts say for their thing, but Colt up, man. Do what you got to do.
Whatever the fuck.
That thing. They may or something, right? And then you can come back. After we get the first overall pick next year from them, we're welcoming you back with open arms. You did just your team a service, my man.
Nice. Peter Castro, the super chat. The great Nick Shine. Glenn is hopeless.
100%. 100%. And I think I really believe that even the ones who are saying give Glenn another chance, they know he's hopeless. They're hopeful and they don't want to manifest that it stays as bad as they expecting it to, and they're trying to manifest positivity. And I got to give y'all props for that, right? Because I have a hard time believing, especially us Jets fans, having watched bad football as much as we have for the last 15 years, that we don't know what bad looks like when we see it. We know. And so I believe that even those of us who are being optimistic and saying, give Glenn one more year, he's going to figure that I stand with Glenn. I think you're doing that because you want to manifest some positivity. You're doing everything you got. And you know what? That's the definition of being a fanatic. So, hey, good on you, man, because you guys have more energy than I do. Because I guess at this point, I'm beat. Nick's beat. we see the writing on the wall, and it's just painful to be going through this year in and year out, especially when I was so high on Glenn. I was so high on Glenn and hoping for that guy.
The writing on the wall is worse than a LeBron James mural. That's how
It
disgusted
really
I am by
is.
the writing on the wall.
It's gross. It's
Calling a
gross.
guy who has a losing record in the finals the king. This is your king? Shame
This
on all
is
of you.
your-
This is your king?
Yeah. It's an L for me, man. It's an L for
Here's a
me.
good question. Black Hockey Media says, "Hey Nick, Ryan on Jets Media posted, not Jets Talk 24/7, posted a video yesterday that we should possibly trade for CJ Stroud. Your thoughts and take? The comments seem split down the middle. I would rather trade for Davis Mills because the AFC divisional game was played in the Northeast, and CJ Stroud put one of the worst performances ever out on film. And I don't know if that's because it's the Northeast. I'm good. I'll let a dome quarterback stay a dome quarterback. Davis Mills has bounced around the league a little bit. I would rather trade for Davis Mills than CJ Stroud.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna have to. I live in Houston, so I've gone to a couple of Texans games while I've been here, and each time I've gone to a Texans game, even when they've won, it wasn't because CJ Stroud was lighting it up. I think CJ Stroud has lived off of that hype year he had his rookie season, where he took the league by storm and surprised a lot of people, and he's not been the same ever since. Man, it's been average to below average play since that rookie season, and that playoff performance, you waste the defense like that. Like we might as well have had Zach Wilson. I was like watching Zach Wilson play for the Texans. It was bad. Yeah, I would rather go with Davis Mills because of the hope factor. What if, right? The what if factor. I think CJ Stroud's gonna be one of those guys where he's going to be a serviceable starter in the NFL. I'm not going to say he's not going to be a serviceable starter. But I don't. If the goal, Jets fans, is to win a Super Bowl, which I think at this point we all just want to get to the Super Bowl to win one. I think CJ Stroud would give us more of the same, right? Maybe he winds up being a guy that can win us 9 games in the season, 10 games in the season. But if everything's not perfect, you're not seeing that Super Bowl appearance even. So no, yeah, I would rather go with Davis Mills than to give assets up for CJ Stroud, who I think honestly you might start to see him even go down even further. I don't think this is the kind of guy who mentally can handle the kind of stuff coming his way right now. You saw him on that sideline when he was playing like that. Like that dude looked defeated before the game was even over. Honestly, I was shocked the coach didn't pull him and bring in Davis Mills, who won 2 games for you already in the season with a 4 TD to 1 interception ratio. Like you had a chance to win that game, but you kept putting it on CJ, who clearly was not made for the moment. And I'm with Nick on this one, man. I'd rather just go ahead and take a swing at a Davis Mills, because I think CJ Stroud, he might have peaked already. The dude might have peaked his rookie year, and he's not very.
If I'm going to give $50 million a year plus to a quarterback,
that part,
I need more answers than questions. And with Stroud, there would be more questions than answers. Can he play in the Northeast? Did he peak?
I don't think he can.
Did he get exploited? That defense was carrying him. All he had to do was be Trent Dilfer. All he had to do was be Rex Grossman, and he could have went to a goddamn Super Bowl, but he couldn't even do that. So, no, I can't trade for somebody that's going to bring more questions to the position. If you were typing right now, hold your typing. Let me say it first. The goal is not to be better than the Jets quarterbacks or teams of the past. The goal is to be one of the best teams in the league year after year. And I'm not putting draft picks and then financial capital into a guy that I don't believe in. And I don't believe in CJ Stroud. So I couldn't do it. I would rather get a journeyman like a Mills. Mitch Trubisky's been to the playoffs twice. Like I would rather get a journeyman who has starting experience, can spot start. Great news on the Jet veteran quarterback front. Gardner Minshew did not tear his ACL. So it was a small little injury. He should be fine. That's another veteran quarterback. Now, I'm not saying Gardner Minshew is going to be a New York Jet, but I'm saying for all of the roster gymnastics that happen with the quarterbacks and the pecking order, you have another domino in the quarterback line for the offseason. So I think that was quiet news that happened this week. But when you're in the market for veteran quarterbacks,
you hear that stuff.
And I said plural, having another one as an option. Kirk Cousins expected to be released in Atlanta. Another veteran option. Now, Gunny, I'm going to discuss that one. Woody Johnson back with Mike McCagnon, and we're going to get into that. I know, message me to your deadline or just say me whatever.
Yeah.
I know.
I got you.
I know it's she usually lets us get extra time together.
Yeah, yeah. She
Originally
hasn't
promised.
come out yet, so we're good. We're
Oh,
fine.
it's always it's Nick. All right.
Yeah, she knows.
All right. So Kirk Cousins back with Mike McCagnon.
Mhm.
They went to the table with Kirk Cousins, Woody Johnson, and they were prepared to give 3 years, $75 million. And then Minnesota came in and upped it. I believe it was 3 years, $90 million. They ended up going with the original contract, and that was the 2018 offseason where we then drafted Sam Darnold. Rich people hate being told no.
Yeah.
Billionaires hate being shunned.
Yeah.
I don't know if Woody Johnson goes back to the table and even offers Kirk Cousins money. He might just say, this is not a guy I'm interested in. He burned us in the past. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts with Kirk Cousins? I mean, I threw a lot out there. There's a lot of different roads you can go down with that.
But I think you're 100% right. I know I've heard the whole conversation of Kirk Cousins being thrown into the mix once he's released. And would he be an upgrade to what we currently have now? Yeah, he would. He played some decent football this past year. I mean, I would say he played average to above average football. But yeah, I'm not in the mode of believing right now that Aaron Glenn has the kind of flexibility that a lot of people think he does. Because if you're going to bring in Kirk Cousins, you're going to have to offer him multiple years, because he's going to have some offers out there to go ahead and be the backup or even maybe a starter in a spot or two for some teams. And you're going to have to offer him a couple of years at least to kind of be competitive. Woody Johnson didn't forget how we got snubbed. I mean, literally, there was a whole. We got to watch this thing on freaking. Was it Hard Knocks or whatever it was? Live. We all saw it from beginning to end. So that in itself kind of put a negative spin on his interaction with us in regards to how we pretty much got played for him to get what he really wanted from the Falcons. So yeah, I don't see Kirk Cousins being the guy, and predominantly, like you said, I don't think Woody Johnson's going to allow it to happen. But when you're talking about the options available right now, I have to ask myself, does Woody want Aaron Glenn to work? Like, because you got to think, right? He's keeping him here. He's paying him all that money. I think Woody Johnson is really hoping that somehow, some way, Aaron Glenn figures it out. And if Aaron Glenn tells him that Kirk Cousins is going to be what allows him to win games and bring the fans back to the stadium, maybe Woody listens. But if I had to bet on it, yeah, I'm with you, man. Rich folks don't like being told no. Billionaires specifically haven't heard it very often in their lifetime. And to have to hear it like that, and it got spun on the national stage through social media, through freaking media. We got to watch it again on Hard Knocks. So yeah, I think that's going to be where you see they're going to be hesitant to go ahead and bring him in. So if I had to bet on it, no, he doesn't. He's not the New York Jet this coming year. And I think Woody Johnson has a lot to say about that.
Who's the Jets starting quarterback opening day?
Honestly, man, I think if I had to bet on it today, man, I can't. I keep going back to Kyler Murray. And there's a world where I believe that Jameis Winston could possibly be the Jets quarterback.
I wouldn't mind that. It would be fun.
I wouldn't mind. It would
be a fun.
Yeah.
Like and Winston will give you 2 or 3 games where
you're
you
like,
look like
wow,
the best team in football. Yeah. And that'll be more than we've had in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me,
you'll have a couple games. We'll beat the Patriots in one of the games if we have Jameis Winston. 100%. Winston will have a 5-touchdown game when you don't expect it. He'll run for one. Maybe he'll catch one like he did this year. I would take Winston over Murray because it's low. It's low cost, and you're not trading for him.
100%.
Like Murray's the same reason as Stroud. Murray, I'm a size queen. They say it all the time. I want a big, tall quarterback in the pocket.
Same here.
I want a guy who can make all the throws. I want a guy that could see. Or you got 6'6", 6'5", Membu and Olu. You know, Tittman 6'6". Like I need you to be able to see over these guys, and you can't just run rollouts all the time.
Yeah.
So I would be out on Murray for the compensation and the financial compensation that he's getting, also the trade capital and then the financial. So no,
Winston would get me to a game. If I'm being honest, like Winston,
fun,
I would definitely be like, yeah, I'm going to New York.
Fun. Garrett Wilson would go for 1,600 yards.
Yeah, something stupid.
He would just throw 100%. The ball Garrett's way time and time again. I would love that. I would love that. I know he signed a 2-year deal.
New coaching staff, you know what I'm saying? New priorities. I'd give up a 4. I'd say the same thing. I would give up 4
for Jameis.
Yep.
I would do it right now. Yeah. If they got a different vet that they want to bring in, if they want who's the backup in Baltimore? Tyler Huntley.
Tyler Huntley.
Lamar's backup. If you want to bring 100%. In a backup like that who's been in your system for a bit and and can help implement that with Jackson Dart, that makes all the sense in the world.
It does.
I'm going to bring in my vet, and now we're going to trade this vet who's
100%.
If you can sign Jameis Winston 2 years, $12 million, and then
Do
trade him
it.
for a fourth,
That's
done.
a win.
Do it. Do it. It would
But
be the most entertaining failed season
Now,
in the
we're gonna
history of
suck. Yeah,
football.
we're still gonna suck. Yeah, we're still
We
gonna
would
suck.
be leading the news stories every week with
Yeah,
what Jameis
but-
Winston did or what he said.
It'd be fun.
I would love
It'd be
that.
fun.
It
Yeah.
would make the year bearable.
And that's what we're looking for.
I'm
right
on
now.
board with that one.
Make it entertaining for us, please.
I'm
Please.
on board with that, Gunny.
Yeah, that was my thought
I would
process
do
when I
that.
saw that Harbaugh took the job. I was just like, well, Harbaugh taking that job, man, he might want to bring his own freaking backup QB into the building. And my thought process was the same. I would do up to a 4th round pick for Jameis Winston. I would do that, and then of course I would extend him a couple of years because you'll be the backup after we get our rookie next year as well. Yeah. I would extend him a couple of years, but yeah, a 4th round pick, I would do that. And people keep saying Giants aren't doing Winston. It's Harbaugh's show.
Yeah,
like Sheen is still there
They
and
didn't
whatnot,
bring
but
him
it's Harbaugh. It's Harbaugh's show, and he did not bring him in. And Harbaugh loves his own people. It would not shock me at all if Tyler Huntley is getting a phone call to go be the freaking backup to Jackson Dart, and then Jameis Winston is out the door for an asset, because it's Harbaugh's show. Sheen is no longer the guy in charge there. He might be in the freaking the seat, but he's not running the show.
Winston
I
went
agree.
30 for 30.
Peter Castro,
He could
I said the
also be
same
the
thing.
first quarterback to go 40 for 40.
100%. And Peter Castro, I said the same thing. Giants are in the playoffs next year. They get Malik Neighbors back. They get freaking a healthy Jackson Dart. Scatterboo's going to be back. They've got the 5th overall pick. They're going to do some damage with that. I think with Harbaugh in the building, I think Linderbaum was one of my favorite free agent acquisitions for this offseason.
Yep.
He's going to the Giants now. I think if he doesn't stay in Baltimore, he's going to the Giants.
I lost
And that's
Mendoza
gonna
and
hurt.
Linderbaum.
Bro, it's gonna hurt.
And I am not ready for that, bro.
The moment I saw Harbaugh go to the Giants, I was like, you son of a bitch, man. You should have just took the year off and just chilled a little bit. I knew then we lost Linderbaum. I knew that.
Yeah.
So they're going to have Linderbaum. The Giants could not only make it to the playoffs next year, I would say they're going to be better coached than the freaking Eagles, and it wouldn't shock me in the least bit if they won that division. Like, that division is up for grabs. So,
You bring in Linderbaum. Say you bring in Linderbaum, and if I'm the Giants, all right, real quick, we'll segue to the Giants. It's the Nick Shine Show. We'll talk about whatever we want here. I'm taking an electric player.
Yeah.
I'm taking Love or I'm taking Downs.
Yeah.
And I can add Love to Dart and Neighbors. I can re-sign Wan'Dale Robinson. I can go get another veteran wide receiver, and then I can draft Love at 5. Or I have Lawrence, Carter, Burns, Thibodeau. I can put Downs on the back end. And now I can have my Kyle Hamilton that I can maneuver all around and just have fun with. So that they are a lot closer than people think, because they're better in the trenches than they get credit for.
That defensive line is no joke.
Yeah.
People don't their defensive line also is no joke. Like,
I want to build ours.
Yeah. They've got talent across that D line, scary talent across that defensive line. The Giants are probably closer to making it back to a Super Bowl than the Jets are right now to making it back to the playoffs. That's the difference in terms of, I think, the coaching
We're
staff
not
now.
close to the playoffs, Gunny. That's like saying I'm closer to growing back my big toe than the Jets are to the playoffs. Like, one of those things could happen. We know that
that is a very, very good point. But yeah, man, like, the Giants are going to be that's going to suck, man, to see the cross town rivals, you know what I'm saying? Like, just figuring it out and being relevant probably as early as next year while we're still freaking picking our nose.
To steal from them. This is why I want to get good with the draft capital that we have, Gunny. This is where you get good on the defensive side. And then you go all in with the quarterback. I don't want to half-ass it. I don't want to get an off ball and then a wide receiver and then another tight end. No.
Yeah.
We saw down the end of the year, we couldn't get to the quarterback. We couldn't intercept balls. We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't get off the goddamn field. Briggs cannot be your best defensive lineman. Briggs needs to be the worst of the 4 if you're going to be a winning football team.
100%.
Get me Caleb Banks at 16. Get me Bain or Reese. I don't care which one you go with. I would prefer Bain, because now if I'm playing Reese at off-ball linebacker, that means I'm going to have to keep Sherwood at middle. I would rather move Sherwood to off ball.
Yeah.
Let him run and chase running backs and tight ends where he's not lining everyone up. He's not a Mike. He's not a true leader, in my opinion. Get me a true Mike, whether it's Styles, CJ Allen, Hill Jr. There's another kid. Damn it. I forgot to copy the link. I saw the breakdown of him at the Senior Bowl, and then they put together his game highlights. I forgot the name. Forgive me. I'll have it for the next show. But there's other guys out there who could be fourth-round picks who are just true Mike middle linebackers. Get me Caleb Banks. Get me Bain. Get me a safety like Emmanuel McNeil Warren or Warren McNeil. I forget the hyphenated names. Which one comes first? Which one's second? Just get dominant up the middle. And now the guys on the outside will have a chance to make plays. If you told me this year that the Jets could have the 13th best defense by the end of the year with all these rookies playing well, and we can have a top 10 rushing attack, and we just need the quarterback. And then, hey, guess what? You got 3 first-round picks in 27. You can get your quarterback. You can add another receiver to Garrett Wilson. You can go get an elite guard. Also, you can go get a center, whatever. You can go make your offense top-notch. You could take a running back for all I give a shit at that point.
Yeah.
If you go quarterback, running back, wide receiver, bang, 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 okay, go get your star-studded players that will make the team sexy, that will sell tickets. And then you have the defense in place. You got a Bain. You got a Banks. You got a Hill Jr. at middle linebacker. You got a McNeil Warren at safety. Now you're cooking with gas. Now you're not bringing in guys like Ashton Davis coming back from Miami with Duke.
Gosh.
Like what are we doing? Like that was the big storyline this week. That was the big thing that might happen with the Jets. Yes, thank you. Yes, Jacob Rodriguez. Thank you. Black Hockey Media. Very good. Yes, that's the guy. Okay. He was making diving tackles in games on running backs. He was popping every receiver running back out of the flat or trying to run like the zig routes this week. He was making great contact with them. That's the kid. Thank you. Yeah, go watch some film on him, guys.
Like, wasn't he? I'm pretty positive he was a top defensive player award winner. Wasn't he like the Chuck something award? And
Chuck Woolery?
No, the Chuck Bernard. The
Chuck Woolery? Scrabble?
No, the bed. No,
you're old enough to know Chuck Woolery.
Yeah, no, but nah. You
said it so serious though that you're like, no.
It made me think. I was like, wait, what? No, he's had a couple of accolades though, bro. Like
because the Jets are a fucking puzzle.
More of a joke. He was a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. Also, I'm pretty positive. The Butkus Award. That's the linebacker award, right? I think he won that one as a top linebacker award. Jacob Rodriguez is definitely no schlout. Like he's been pretty productive in college.
I'm looking now.
I want to say he won the.
I'm on Tankathon. Their rankings. He's at 108.
108.
Deontay Lawson, Jake Golday, Josiah Trotter, Terayan York, Harold Perkins Jr., Jay Sean Barham, Lander Barton, and then Jacob Rodriguez. He's 108 and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12th linebacker overall in the middle.
Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised. Because I'm pretty sure he won maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking somebody different. I could have sworn he won several awards this year. Yeah, okay, boom. So he did win the Butkus Award. It's a Chuck something award. I remember seeing it on ESPN from like top defensive player award. I think he won that this year too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
I know he was the best linebacker. And there's some award that was like a Chuck something. And then it was like, yeah, he wins the Chuck something award for top defensive player or some shit like that.
Gunny, I don't know if you're aware of this, but on this channel, we don't watch award shows. There's one on tonight. Who gives a shit? We're here for crying out loud.
No,
on the
I watch ESPN
show.
and NFL Network. I see them pop up whenever they're talking about specific prospects. So I'm not. I don't watch what award shows on tonight.
I don't know. One where they're all patting themselves on the back, blowing each other, and giving stupid messages to the public and their worshippers.
Fair enough.
Music, I think. I don't know. Pandora kept playing me the goddamn commercials all day.
The VMAs? Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Video Music Awards or something?
Alan knows. Alan watches that shit.
Very well.
So
But so I mean, him as a mid round pick, 'cause I don't think he has a first or a second round like
And this is where
grade.
moving around a little bit, Gunny, and closing that gap from 44 to 103. Now, listen, I get it. You have 4 of the top 44 picks. I'm not
Yeah.
complaining.
Right.
I just think that a general manager is going to want to close that 59 pick gap from 44 to 103 and maybe maneuver a little bit and get something extra in there.
The Chuck Bednarik Award. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate you. Yes, that's
Charles.
the Chuck Bednarik Award. I'm not sure who Chuck Bednarik is, and I'm probably embarrassing myself by not knowing that. But I know it was like the top defensive award in college or something like that.
All right.
And I know for a fact he was also the Big 12 Defender of the Year.
Probably.
So I'm surprised. I have not looked into him in terms of being drafted, right? But he's not a top draft prospect. Is he old? How old is this guy? Now I gotta Google him. Because I want to know why he's not a top draft prospect with all the accolades.
He'll be 23. He'll be 24 when the season starts. Maybe that's why. A lot of these guys are though, man, because they're the COVID
the
kids.
transfer portal. Yeah, COVID
They're
kids
the
and the
COVID
transfer
kids.
portal kids. Yep.
The COVID kids can't tie their shoes and they can't get away from mommy in youth sports. And the college kids are now 24 years old. They're like,
That's a good point.
they could be
That's a good
licensed
point.
electricians by now, but they're like, no, 7th year in college. I'm talking to you, Carson Beck.
Man. I don't know, man. I just feel like freaking no problem retired AD already. I think
That's
it's
Yeti.
the whole point, right? That's Yeti?
That's Yeti. Yeah.
Good to go.
The axe got him all screwed up.
Got you. I just think this is going to be a tough season, man. Like just the more and more I'm thinking about this now, we're talking about, you know what I'm saying, Jacob Rodriguez. Not a bad thing, but like trying to find pieces in the later drafts that can go ahead and contribute to the turnaround on this team, man. I feel better about it if you feel good about the coaching, man. And like you said, we don't even know who our coaches are going to be. We don't know who half of our coaching staff is going to be. Here we are in February. It's February 1st, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know what scheme we're going to be running on offense. We don't know if even Aaron Glenn knows what he wants to do with the defense. He just knows he's going to be calling the plays most likely. Man, it's tough, bro. Like it's tough being a Jets fan. It's definitely tough being content creators because you want to talk about your team in a positive light. Like that's the whole point. You want to sit here and just talk about your team, how awesome it's going to be, unite the community, the fan base. And you've got to be honest, right? We've got to be honest with ourselves and be honest with people that we're talking to. And the truth is it's going to suck, man. This year's going to suck. This year's going to suck, and you can feel it.
This is the key to it, Gunny. 2023, I sat here and said that we had the best roster on paper in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt.
Insane. Yep.
Then we get Aaron Rodgers back. And we talk about how great it's going to be. And we won 5 games. And then we bring in Aaron Glenn. And yeah, I was excited. I thought Fields and the team with Brees and Fields in the backfield and Allen, I thought we could be the number 1 rushing attack. I thought we played good defense. I was wrong about it all. So now I'm going to take the opposite end. And in the hopes
maybe
of
we'll be wrong about it still.
up some good energy, I'm just going to go complete. We have no chance of winning anything. And maybe we catch lightning in the bottle when we don't expect it. So if I have to be the martyr, I'll do it. I will sit here and say how bad it's going to be because as of right now, your quarterback play isn't expected to be better.
No.
Your coaching staff isn't expected to be better.
Non-existent right now.
The only saving grace is Muji. And if Aaron Glenn is a better scout than he is a coach, and if Aaron Glenn's job and purpose with the Jets is to help be a part of drafting great talent for the next regime, then so be it. Serve your purpose and then move on. You know, Mike McCagnon in the media speaking about Sam Darnold, about how it hurt him to see Sam get traded. Now, I've said this story before, and I'll say it again because it's with the topic. Chris Sims, I met him the summer of 2018 after we drafted Sam, and he told me his source said, every single person in the Jet building wanted Josh Allen. Mick Hagnon wanted Sam Darnold, and Woody gave him the final say, and that's why he took Sam Darnold. Now, fast forward 8 years, Lamar Jackson hasn't been to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen hasn't been to a Super Bowl. Sam Darnold's going to his second, his first as a starter. So, right
Yeah, I
guy,
didn't think like that.
wrong
Yeah.
time. I always said that, man. He was the right guy at the wrong time, and I'm
And
so happy for him.
same
And
here.
Gunny, I believe all Jets fans are united in this, and we never unite. Fire Glenn, keep Glenn. Draft a quarterback, get a veteran. We never agree on anything. We are
On nothing.
very opinionated, very steadfast in our beliefs, and we will argue with one another about it. But I tell you this, Sam Darnold cooking the Patriots on Sunday, aside from Allen, but Allen doesn't count. Every single Jet fan wants Sam Darnold to go get a ring. And you know what,
100%.
man? I will have a tear in my eye when he gets the Super Bowl MVP trophy next Sunday. And I cannot wait for that because I argued with people that he was the best quarterback in that class. He was the best pure passer in that class. And you're seeing it come to life with the weapons around him. And
Yeah,
I'm
with
so
the support
fucking
structure.
happy for him. I really am, man. He
Honestly,
took a lot of shit here.
he did.
He took a lot of criticism. He made the mistake of hooking up with one of those Morristown hoes, and he got mono. And then from that point on, he was a lightning rod for criticism. And he constantly, time and time again, said the right thing, did the right thing. Even after he left, he never shit on the Jets. He never
Nope.
shit on Carolina,
Even
the
now.
49ers. He's always been a true professional, and I am elated for him to play on the stage. I really,
I
truly
honestly, I don't understand why any Jets fan would not want to see him succeed. He didn't want to leave. Sam Darnold wasn't asking to be traded. He wasn't being loud about not wanting to be here. He really thought he was going to be a part of the process to change this whole thing around. That's an alpha dog mentality. He came in here believing he could be what changed his team. It didn't work out. Like you said, right guy, wrong timing. But Sam, right now, I'm rooting for that kid, man. I hope he gets his Super Bowl win. I hope he gets the ring. And honestly, I love the fact that you see a lot of like media outlets whenever he's talking, they're talking to him. He's trying to bait him into talking about that. Man, you were drafted by the Jets and they quit on you, and he's not taking the bait. He's just like, listen, man, it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't playing my best. He's owned the fact that he wasn't playing. Like, I love the kid, man. He's done nothing but been classy this entire time. So for me, any Jets fan who's like, oh, F Sam, he's not the one that wanted to leave. We thought we were going to keep him, put some pieces around him before he was traded, and we brought in Zach Wilson. It wasn't his fault. And then now, the way he's had many opportunities to LOL Jets, like everybody and their mom, whether it's Adams or Rodgers or whoever else is taken, Sam Darnold has been a class act the entire way.
Yeah.
I hope he dominates the Patriots, straight embarrasses those frauds, and brings home a
I
Super Bowl
hope they're up
trophy.
28-3, and then he doubles down on it and goes,
and it's still throwing.
he goes
Yes,
56-6 and just fucking cooks them, man.
yes.
I hope
100%.
that there's no chance of them coming back. Thank you. Did you see the first moment that he met Marshawn Lynch?
No,
He
I
gets
didn't see it.
introductory, like it's a podcast, and this is right after the news came out. Marshawn Lynch sits down with him. He goes, "They say Gingers is black too." He goes, "Yeah, that's what they say."
Oh,
He goes,
yeah.
I didn't say it, but they say it. Sam's like, "Wait, I didn't say it, but they say it."
I saw that.
Oh, Gunny, what do you got going on? What do you have coming up?
Yeah, no, so I got my show on Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing the hangar hangout as always. We got the prediction videos coming out as well this coming week for the Super Bowl. And yeah, man, just really prepping myself as much as I can for this offseason to kind of get an idea of what this Jets team is going to do. Because even though I'm not very, hopeful is it's going to be the right choices, I'm still curious as to what we're going to do to try to make this thing work out. So you can catch me on the New York Jets situation report, man. I'm live every Wednesday night at the Hangar Hangout. We talk everything New York Jets, breaking news. We just go ahead and break it down as a squad. And we it's therapy, man. Like, we go through it with therapy. Hopefully we can start doing some celebratory ones sooner than later. But every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, you'll catch me on the Hangar Hangout, man. So come check us out. And then you can find me on TikTok, Twitter, or X, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you watch your media. I'm there.
Nice, sir. I appreciate you coming on. You know how much I love talking ball with you. Tell the
Yeah, brother.
missus that Nick is super thankful
I got
for
you.
the time that we're allowed to spend together. And a couple people in the chat have mentioned it throughout the show how much they love you and I together. Big fella had a comment before. It said we got to do more content together. So I don't want to piss off the big fella. So I think we have to. We got to. We'll make this a regular thing. I've been
Yeah,
doing
man.
shows Saturday nights as well. Yesterday, just I crashed, man. I had some stuff going on. I was supposed to do a show with Adam. Adam and I will be on this Saturday together. I'm not sure about next Sunday if I'll have. It's a Super Bowl, so people will
Yeah.
be having their parties and stuff. I don't know if I'll have a guest, but I'm definitely looking forward to linking up with you more,
Hell yeah, brother.
and hopefully we'll be more positive because
That's what we want to be.
I can't. Jay Quest made a comment before about the Nick Asman show, but you know what? Jake was ahead of the curve with Aaron Glenn. And I think if any of us were told the week 17 game that he would get to fire 10 coaches and keep his job, we all would have laughed. Like, I don't think anyone would have believed that coming off of a 3-win season, you'd get to fire 10 coaches and keep your job. So being realistic, no, Quest, not during the Super Bowl, but either before or after the game that day. Not during the Super Bowl. Jeez, Quest, I do have a life, man. I know the Jets don't play, but Alan,
Somebody said I'm a truther. I am. Who was that? Was that Chris? No, that was Peter. Peter Castro. And I couldn't be further from being an Aaron Glenn truther. Now, if you had told me, if you had called me that like back in September, you would have got me. Yeah, even October, I was still truthing for Aaron Glenn. But now around November time frame, man, I kind of woke up and it's been downhill since then. So couldn't be further from an Aaron Glenn truther.
Listen, wanting Aaron Glenn thinking that Aaron Glenn will succeed at this point is like watching your girl leave the bar with another guy and be like, oh, she'll be back tomorrow.
She'll be back. Pretty much, bro.
We'll be good. She'll be back tomorrow.
She'll be
She'll
fine.
visit her mom and her sister. No, dude. She's going to downtown, man.
She's just catching a ride back to my house. It's fine.
True. Train about to get ran by the boy in the squad. Your girl ain't coming back. It's that bad.
Oh, man. Man. All right, brother.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night. Have a good night, Jets fans. Appreciate y'all, man. Go Jets.
Here you go. Yes, Jay Quest. This is the Unity. Unity! Shout out to the Chappelle Show. Can we all agree on one thing? Fuck the Pats. Absolutely. 100%. Folks, hit the like button. Let's see where we're at with likes. We got 85 of you watching right now. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Let's see where we're at. We're at 67 likes. Let's get to 70. Let's get to 75. We get to 75 likes right now. We'll drop the call-in link. It's a break time in the show. I'm going to play a video. We'll be right back. If we're there, call-in link gets dropped. Call your friends. Tell them hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Super chats, $5 and up. Gifted memberships, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Joe Namath Super Bowl raffle going off next Sunday. Make sure you're in it. We have gifted right now. 11 memberships have been gifted. Let me check the math here. 12. 5, 10, 11, 12. We need 8 more. We get 8 more gifted memberships. All raffle entries tonight are tripled. Enjoy Blitz BK. I will be right back. Let's see if we hit the goal.
Nick got me.
Gentry covered in football.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Oh, we're back. That was quick. Well, the song was quick. Shout out to one of my housemates who just threw this down during the show. He said he got something for me. Little Jets jacket here. Nice. Yeah, nice little Jet jacket. That's nice of him. Thank you. All right, where we at? Let's hit the refresh button. That song got faster, man. Or I'm getting older. My bladder got slower. Same thing. All right, we're at 76. You guys did your part. I will do mine. Now, let's go over first. I'm going to give you opportunity. The pin link, that's Gunny. If you haven't go subscribe to Gunny's channel yet, please do so. Show him some love. He's at 1,900 in the change. Let's get him to 2,000. Here we go. The wonderful Peg and Artie just gifted 5. That went to Richie, New York Jets Media, T. Rivera, Beth Page Chris, Jets Forever, and Real KR 6ML. Thank you, Peg and Artie. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Look to see if I missed anything. All right. We are 4 gifted memberships away, and all raffle entries tonight will get tripled. Eli, member for 7 months. If we get Greg Roman as OC, then Chambliss is the QB. If it's Reich, then it's probably Nuss. Different OCs might yield different QBs. Yeah, I could see that. If you have a different ideology and you have a different type of offense that you want to run, you're probably going to draft the quarterback and the skill set that you want for that offense. But that's the part where I don't want to take the quarterback early. I would rather trade a 4th for a Jameis Winston. I have a feeling, listen, I don't think nothing is stopping me from taking a quarterback at the top of the 27 draft right now. Nothing. So things can change. Obviously, we got to play the whole season, but I don't care who it is. I mean, if we get a chance to get an elite top-end quarterback, you do it. Also, I do have to say this. I forget who pointed this out to me. But don't forget, this will only be Arch Manning's 3rd year in college. Both Peyton and Eli stayed all 4 years. So as much as the march for Arch, it's not a guarantee he enters the 27 draft. We've already been burned by one Manning when Peyton went back to school because Bill Parcells wouldn't guarantee he would be the first selection, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Imagine that. The Peyton Manning that we defeated 41-0 in the playoffs in 2002? Yes, that Peyton Manning. The Peyton Manning that we defeated to go to the AFC Championship? Yes, that Peyton Manning. Actually, we defeated him in the wild card. Manning that we defeated. Charles, first time calling into a YouTube show, bro?
Yes.
How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm fine, Charles. You look fancy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen,
Mind,
want to see how things going with you and the family. Start off things.
Good. Nick is
I-
delivering pizzas. Sophia's getting ready for softball season.
That's wonderful, man. That's wonderful. Listen, as for the Super Bowl, hopefully Sam Darnold gets that ring, man. As you can see in my title, let's go, Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Let's go, Sam Darnold. I like the young man. I like the dude. I should say he's not that much younger than me. But thank you, Peter Castro. I appreciate that. But hopefully he doesn't quote unquote see ghosts when the Patriots play him on the Super Bowl.
He's gonna cook them, Charles. He's gonna put on a clinic. I don't think it's
I
gonna.
hope so, man. Someone asked me how's the challenge between me and Mad Max going. What challenge? Oh, you mean me guest starring on the show? Oh, you mean the losing weight part?
Charles, if you want to talk to the chat, stay in the chat.
Sorry.
What's on your mind, sir?
I understand you think Fernando Mendoza is going to go to the Raiders. Who do you like more of the linebackers, Avril Reese or Julio? Is it Rodriguez from Texas Tech?
Yeah, but he's a later pick. At the top of the draft, I want, in order, I want Bain first because I want a more physical presence on the defensive line. I'll take Reese because I think he can be moved around and you can really have fun with him. And he can be a mismatch, and that's something that we need. And I don't want to play a generic defense anymore. I want to have a little creativity. And I wouldn't sleep on Bailey. Connor Rogers is really selling me on Bailey. And even though I don't want an undersized guy, he plays bigger than he is. And I'm starting to take to the Bailey talk from Connor Rogers. So, I mean, if any of those three names, I don't want to do a receiver at 2. I would rather trade out for a receiver, to be honest with you. But again, you need someone to trade up, right? So I would rather just go with whoever they determine is the best player on their board. Take them. You need talent. If you take an edge rusher, you're not wrong. If you take an off-ball linebacker, you're not wrong. If you take a defensive tackle there, I wouldn't take. But at the 16th pick, a defensive tackle, a linebacker, I don't know, safety, but you're not wrong. Just take the best player available. And I want to add talent to this defense. I want Briggs to be our second best defensive tackle. I want Briggs to be our 4th best defensive lineman. Hopefully, JJ has a nice bounce back season. I want the linebacking group to get better. I want the safeties to get better. I want to get better right up the middle of the field, man. And I think you can branch out off of that. And next year, you can move on from Stevens after year 2. And then you can bring in a quarterback, a wide receiver, a top corner. You can go get 3 top first-round picks next year and add A-plus talent at blue chip positions. But get the meat and potatoes this year. Get the tackle, get the end, get the middle linebacker, get tough right up the middle of the goddamn field. And then next year, add everything on the exterior. It's a multiple year
My
plan.
thoughts exactly. It's pretty much my thoughts exactly. I'm sick and tired of playing boring, bland, generic defenses. I want something that's creative. I want something that's also a bit aggressive as well. And I want interceptions. I'm sick and tired of turnovers, interceptions. We didn't really do much of that department this past season, so we shall see.
Yes, sir. What do you got going on? Any videos coming out in the future?
I was going to do a special character one-on-one video either later tonight after I do your show or either tomorrow afternoon. I was planning to start my Fantasy Fight series, season 2, that is. I know a lot of people. Why are you sleeping? You're a ball breaker. I know that. I'm getting better at that.
I know. You know me. I'm not the Marvel DC guy. That's not my forte. That's all. If you started talking hockey, I would have done the same exact thing. Like, that's just.
I'm not that.
If you started talking Olympics, I would have done the same thing. Like, I'm very tunnel vision with what I like and don't like.
I understand. I understand that completely.
You know what movie I watched yesterday? I want you. Have you seen The Accountant?
The first one, yes, I loved it.
I just saw the second one last night. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it, and I'm not a Ben
I think it's
Affleck
on
fan.
Amazon Prime with Ben Affleck
Yeah.
and John Porto. I like John Porto a lot. He's a good actor.
Yeah, and
I know you were obsessed with that Sydney Sweeney movie recently because of her breasts were out or something.
Charles, they're quite impressive.
I'm not denying that, but
You like
The-
CGI. I like Double D guy. I'm a Double D guy, Charles. You like CGI. Listen, we don't judge. We are who we are.
I like double D's too. I don't really judge much as well.
All right.
Anyways, hope
Give me your
you
prediction on
have
the
a
Super Bowl before I let
great
you go.
day. Have-
Give me score
I'm going to
and
say
MVP.
24-14 Seattle.
MVP.
24-14 Seattle. I don't think it's going to see Sam Darnold, Super Bowl MVP.
Nice. I like it.
Have a good day, my friend.
Who has the best commercial of the night?
I don't freaking know, and nor do I really care because a lot of these commercials have been terrible lately. So I don't know. We shall see. All I care about Super Bowl. No, I will not be watching the halftime show. I know it's got Bad Bunny on it.
I don't know.
Have a good day, my friend.
God bless, my friend. Happy Lord's Day to you. And he's gone. We mentioned Sydney Sweeney, and he's out very quickly after that. Kyle Clifton's up next. What's up, good sir?
What does he have a problem with Sydney Sweeney?
I have no idea. He said it in a very degrading manner. I don't get that. Like, you picked up on that too?
No, I
He took a dig at it, like, oh, you like the movie with Sydney Sweeney. I mean,
it's hard not to like.
It was a very good movie. Like, aside from that part of the movie, which I enjoyed the most, I didn't think it was bad. For Milady picking the movie, I enjoyed it. She's picked worse movies. She picked Girl on the Train at one point. So this was a very, very good rebound movie for her, and for me.
Yeah, so I'm with you. Like, I think we talked before about trying to take down value, and I do agree that we do have to build up the center of the field, specifically on defense at some point in the first 2 days. But there's another tack we could take here. I don't think Orville Reese is the safest pick. I think it's either Bain or Tate there. And
I'm not going to be mad if it's Tate. I'm not going to be mad. I think I would be more excited about that if I knew who the veteran quarterback was first. So a month and a half, then I can probably get on board, or be completely off board if it's a wide receiver. But I wouldn't be mad at the talent of Tate long term, but immediately I might not enjoy it too much.
So here's the problem. What happens if you're sitting there at 16 and Love falls? What do you do then?
I think it depends what happens with Brees, right?
Well, I think they're going to tag him. But I also think that if Love is there, you have to take him no matter whether you tag Brees or not.
I don't think Love gets past. I think either Love or Tyson end up in Kansas City. And let me look at the top of the draft here right now. I forget.
I think wide receiver is a bigger need for them.
I mean, Cleveland could take them, right? They have the defense in place. They need explosive playmaker. I know they just took the Jenkins, but still, Love is different.
That's
the Saints could take Love, right? They need playmakers.
It's just that he's a running back, so he could
Sleep
fall.
on Dallas too.
Yeah,
Kyle. Dallas loves taking star power, pun intended. How about if the Ravens move on from Henry? They're at 13.
I just think that there's a scenario there where the Jets could kind of make this offense turnkey for whoever has to come in later.
Yeah.
If they decide to go heavy on offense in this draft. But that said, there are so many holes.
Yeah.
I called into Jake this morning on the terrestrial radio, and he was poo-pooing the idea of Malik Willis. I don't think that Miami is a bona fide destination for him. They're $22 million over the cap, and they still have Tua and Tyreek on the roster that are going to have dead cap hits. I think that the other LaFleur in Arizona makes a little bit more sense for Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking
I
about it,
don't
but
think
like,
any young quarterback. We're going to get a disappointing veteran. It's going to be Mariota with an opportunity to start. It's going to be Trubisky with a reclamation project. It's not going to be a very exciting quarterback. It's going to be a trade of Winston. Like,
right?
to me, Winston would be fun. Like Gunny
I
makes
think
it
that
like Winston would be a fun 3-win season.
I think that's likely that we're going to have a guy that's a veteran or like a retread. I don't think we would go the reclamation route 2 years in a row. Although, if you'd front loaded that first year of the deal and we have the cap room to do it, you could, if he's not getting the offers that he thinks he could. And
And you
then
can wait too, right? Like,
yeah,
say you trade for Winston. You wait to see how the draft plays out. If you don't get a guy, say you decide not to take someone in the first 4 picks, you don't necessarily have to extend Winston because everyone knows you're going to go all in next year for the quarterback. And if you're Muji, you might not have Glenn here. So why am I going to commit when I don't know what the next guy's going to want? Right? I think you do have to operate with about 2% of that in the back of your head if you're Muji, because you can hit on this draft and it can be that bad where it's time for him to go. But I think if Muji hits on this draft, he could stay. I don't think they're married together as much as other people want to think that they are. I think
it
Muji
is
can separate himself from Glenn with a dynamic draft.
it is 1,000% insanity to keep Glenn. Every day I get up and I'm looking at all these like Clint Kubiak. I'm like, that's a guy we could have had. That's a guy that probably might have overlapped with Muji in Denver. Like, just bring in a young offensive guy and do a total reset after this
Yeah.
past year. Like, it's so frustrating.
It's
Uh,
wild to me that you kept being able to fire people and get rid of coaches in multiple tiers.
and have
You know what I mean?
responsibility
Like,
for the
it just
picks,
doesn't make sense.
right? But you still have responsibility for the picks. So you blew the entire coaching staff, and now you're going to get an opportunity to blow all the picks. So
Yeah. Yeah, it is remarkable. It's the New York Jets offseason. It's always interesting. It's always entertaining. It's always discussion filled. So, as a content creator, I have things to talk about every day.
yeah, well, it's taken the steam out of me because I'm usually very optimistic. As if I feel like they're trying to put their best foot forward and they're being smart and things just don't work out, but we have optimism about the draft. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But like when we're drifting in space, not having a clue like this bothers me.
Yeah. I mean, and let me say this to just recap the month, because it's been a very chaotic month as a Jets fan. For those of you who some people have commented on my videos and like, you said this, you said, I go, that wasn't me. I go, that's other content creators. Like, you got me confused. I was very big on keeping Tanner Engstrand. You know this. You watched me on Jake. You watched my show. I was big on keeping
I felt
Tanner.
the same
I
way.
thought Tanner did a good enough job, and I thought better quarterback play would have made him take a big leap in year 2. The Michael Nania tweet that I keep referencing, the Jets were 4th in wide receiver separation in man coverage. That's not easy to come by.
Right.
And you lost Garrett Wilson for more than half the year, and you still had that. So I was somebody saying, okay, you get a veteran. I was hoping Mendoza, but you get a veteran to come in here. If Taylor wants to stay a year, fine. Mendoza comes in. Okay, you can build upon this. But now ripping it down just shows it's either people don't want to work with Glenn, and that's the reason they're all leaving, or Glenn just doesn't know what he's doing. And I can't look at Aaron Glenn's decisions and sit here in front of a camera that will be on record and people keep receipts and say, as of today, February 1st, I believe in Aaron Glenn, because I don't. He's given me nothing to believe in. And that's just reality. And that's where I live. Do I hope Aaron Glenn figures it out, Kyle? 100%. I hope Glenn makes us all look foolish. but I don't have any realistical, logical takes, stances, or reasons to sit here and tell people that as of today. And that's where I'm at. Can that narrative change? Okay, sure. You bring in Greg Roman. Greg Roman could have his best season coaching ever. All right. That was a good hire. But we're not there yet. You can have a killer draft. You can get some free agents that none of us expect to get. You can woo Linderbaum and have him come here and finish the line. That'll get me turning the direction a little bit, right? That'll get my mood changing. But I can't sit here today, February 1st, and tell anybody that I believe in Aaron Glenn and the direction of the New York Jets, because we're worse now than we were a year ago. We were better off keeping Ulbrich. Not even Saleh. We're better off keeping Ulbrich and letting him build it.
So, you can totally blame him for hiring his assistant coaches. Wilkes, inexcusable, because there was talent on this team at the outset of the beginning of the year. There was guys that had made all pros at every level of the defense, and there was like secondary guys that were competent, and they couldn't scheme them up.
JD Surf City has a message for you. He'd like to buy you a beer.
Yeah, I could use one, JD Surf City. I'll tell you. Although I did have a little sake before we went to Hibachi after the CYO game today. So,
how'd they do?
But like Engstrand, like he had very little to work with, and you have to let a young coach like that, who you think has some ability, kind of grow into the role, and he didn't allow him to do it, and it's just disappointing. It's another indicator that he's just reactionary and scattershot and doesn't have his shit together.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
It's a redirection, right? Every decision is a redirection because the first decision didn't work out. Great coaches don't have to keep changing directions. They know the path that they want to go on, and they don't have to say, whoops, my bad. Let's do it this way. Whoops, my bad. We got to fire him. Whoops, my bad. You didn't even make it through year one. Whoops, my bad. There's too many my bads. Eventually, it's you that's bad.
Yep.
Oh,
I appreciate your time, man.
You too, man. I appreciate you. Keep your head up. Enjoy that.
I'll talk to you
later, pal. Ladies and gentlemen.
To the Mambo.
You do the Membo? Going to bed?
Got a pounding headache. Do you ever have a polka band in your head going? Hey, hey, the bottom be pop.
Nope. It sounds like this.
To the Mambo.
Oh, I wish we could do that, but unfortunately, we don't have a team right now. Unfortunately, Aaron Glenn just basically sunk the whole ship. It's like this at the current moment, but we're not ready to go plunging down just quite yet. Not yet. We're like this right now, where the boat is like this, and the ass is sticking all the way up. Like I can picture George Carlin saying these words, halfway pound, his ass is sticking out in playpen mode, going, "Hey, here's my ass. Check my ass, Daddy. Hit a nice clean look at my ass."
All right.
Well,
now that we have that image in everyone's head, I thank you. But I have a question for you.
Roll me a good one.
Super Bowl. I need your Super Bowl prediction with score.
Well, I'm not going to be watching Super Bowl. I'll be watching MacGyver.
Obviously, but if you had a guess on, fucking did not see that coming.
Well, I don't want no shit Reeds winning the damn thing. I read. If anything, I'll give Sam Darnold this credit, but it's basically going to be a 30-20 match.
30-20 match. Sam Darnold MVP. Okay. Now, new episodes of MacGyver or reruns?
I'm starting off with 1986. I'm gonna, get a good glimpse of it because hey, I've been watching MacGyver for years, and same with Different Strokes, A-Team, and even what was it? Another old TV show, Sledgehammer. Remember Sledgehammer when the guy goes, "Trust me, I got a gun."
That's a scary image for everyone. Beast,
And Sledgehammer is
goes
one of my
away.
favorites. It's a classic.
Hydrate. Drink water. Most headaches.
Don't
most
worry, I
hydration.
already have done that all day today. Plus, the water's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs anyway.
All right. Well, enjoy the diabetes.
Cuckoo.
Talk to you soon, buddy.
Night, everybody.
Beast is the bicycle man. I don't know that reference. Oh, why not the lawnmower man? The meds have kicked in. It's the end of the night. He's sideways. Sometimes he calls in and says goodnight on the show. He was sitting in the back to say goodnight. So I don't know. Folks, call lines are open. I got it. Robert C., how do you misspell MacGyver? Come on. He can make a bomb out of a gum wrapper, a match, and it like a, I don't know, name another item. I can make that joke. He's talking about Cocoa Puffs. If you have too much cereal, you get diabetes. Used to have diabetes, but now I've lost 146 pounds. I can't wait to get to 150. I don't know how much more I can lose after 150. Correct, Robert C. You win. Yes, MacGruber. Oh. All right, folks. Again, Sunday night, hit the like button. Let's see how many we're at. The goal is to get to 100 likes every Sunday night. Last I checked. All right, we're at 85. We're close. We got 70 of you watching. If there's 15 of you who have not hit the like button yet, please do so. And shout out to all of you who hit the like button after the shows. Appreciate it. This past Wednesday, after we hired Duker, had Matt O'Leary on, had one of our biggest shows. Viewership, we had over 130 of you watching at one time. We had 140 likes on the show. Thank you to everyone for your support. We will do a show again this week. Probably not tomorrow, unless we get some news. Tuesday, Wednesday, look out for afternoon show. I know Jake's out at the Super Bowl, so I don't know his schedule yet with the time change. I'll look into that. Maybe I'll do a show before him in the morning at 10 o'clock if he's going on later. I got to reach out to him, and this way we don't clash. I know a lot of you watch both of our shows, so I like to please the people, as Boomtown says. I'm a people pleaser. But Alan, you're very talkative in the chat, and then I dropped the link. I'm looking for a good conversation with you. Or do you? Oh, Alan's probably watching the award show. That's why. Gator says Jakey Poot 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so there we go. Maybe a 11 o'clock show, Tuesday or Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. Members of the Discord, of course, you will be notified immediately when that's going to be. So hopefully we get a little Jets news. Hopefully get a little positive Jets news, right? Like, if you're looking at the coaches, I think Greg Roman would be the one coach that could get the fan base a little excited. He's an experienced offensive coordinator. You know what you get. He's very good at calling a run game. He fits the Aaron Glenn ideology of building a power run game. That's what we want to do here. That's been Aaron Glenn's mentality. Now, if you bring in Roman, you get a veteran quarterback, maybe a Huntley, maybe a Trubisky, a Winston, a Mariota, a Minshew, and Allen 4 days ago was the story. Yahoo Sports, ESPN, multiple, all reported. Minshew does not have an ACL tear. He avoided the ACL tear. He is not out for the 2026 season. 4 days ago, those stories came out. So again, shout out 69 of you here. Appreciate you. It's amazing how often that number pops up on this channel. But I mean, I would take the experienced coach. Glenn is experienced calling defense. He's not Bill Belichick. He's not Dick LeBeau. He's not Wade Phillips. But he has experience as a play caller. If you bring in Greg Roman and you have Aaron Glenn taking over the play calling, I can look at it and say you have experienced play callers to help develop the team. Now I have to hope you have to hit like hell in the draft to get better talent here so you can coach that talent better. But it would be a start. I think Glenn is defensive coordinator and Roman would be an upgrade from what we had with Wilkes and Engstrom. So that would be a little bit of the ship starting to turn and help change my mood. I'm not going to be doing backflips about it. I'm not going to be streaking through MetLife Stadium. I can already tell Gators making that video. But I think Greg Roman would be the best of a bad situation. That's the best way I can word that, folks. That's the best way that I can word that. But I appreciate all of you for being here. We're at 90 likes. Thank you to all of you for hitting the like button. Let's finish that up. Let's get to 100. Call lines open. We'll take some questions. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are presently at 2053. Appreciate the 5 of you new subscribers during the stream tonight. It's Sunday. Raffle entries are doubled. If we get, where are we at? We have 10, 11, 12. We're 3 memberships away from all raffle entries tonight being tripled for the Joe Namath giveaway next Sunday. Make sure you are on the wheel. Don't know how many shows. This week, I'll look for a guest during the week. Can't guarantee it yet. But Tuesday, Wednesday, look for shows. Saturday, 9:30 next Saturday night, because Duke Carolina plays at 6:30. 9:30 Saturday night. I'm going to be joined with Adam, WA2K. So make sure you're here. That will be your last chance to get in for the Joe Namath raffle. Maybe we'll do a little bonus that night. Johnny Boy with a question. Have the Jets organization come out and say that Glenn is running the defense, or is that from the media and multiple sources? It is from the feedback that a lot of the candidates who got interviewed were told. That's why anyone who was a credible coach wanted nothing to do with it. That's why Jim Leonard didn't proceed. It's why Wink, it fell apart with Wink, according to the tweets that I've seen from Zach Rosenblatt, Samini, and Connor Hughes. It's that the word is Glenn wanted to call the defense. So none of these guys who are either an up-and-coming coach or an experienced defensive coordinator were going to take the job by title to just have Glenn. That's why it transitioned so quickly into Duker getting an interview and then getting the hire by title, John. So that's where that's coming from. But good question. Any other questions, guys? I'll hang out for a bit. I got some time. I took a little nap after being at basketball for hours. It's too cold to go out and have a cigar. So I'm down for hanging out. Tom with a question. Are you ever positive? This can't be serious. This can't be serious, Tom. Everything is negativity with you. At some point, you have to stop tearing everything down before it even starts. Give Aaron Glenn a chance. Let him build and see what happens. Tom, I've been made fun of for 4 years for how blindly positive I am. I've been ridiculed for years how I can find positives in everything. Thank you for watching the show, though, Tom. Stick around, Tom. I'll be positive. I mentioned a few minutes ago that Greg Roman would get me to be a little more positive because it would be a proven coordinator. But when you don't have a head coach, you don't have coordinators in place, you lost 10 of your coaches after year 1. Like, what am I supposed to do? Sit here and rave about the special teams? You got to be realistic, man. I've done that. Yeah, Dave Briga, thank you. Apparently, Tom has no idea of my positivity. Dave Briga sums it up perfectly. Peg and Artie. You want positivity? Peg and Artie. Get us in a positive direction. Gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. And that gets us over our threshold. All raffle entries will be tripled tonight. Peg and Artie are in with 30 raffle entries tonight. They went to Delusional Jet Fan, Dan Philcox, Striped Underwear, Bobby Cruz, Raid 224 Rebus. Thank you, Peganardi. Appreciate you guys. Tom Casella. How was Aaron Glenn? I meant a head coach that's got the team going in the right direction. A head coach that doesn't have to fire 10 of the 15 coaches on staff after year one. 5 coaches that have been retained, which I will bring up for you right here, Tom. Let me take your comment down so you can see it. Chris Banjo, Steve Hayden, Sean Jefferson, who he inherited. He didn't hire Jefferson, they retained him. So 4 of the 14 coaches that he hired have kept their job after 1 year. Chris Harris kept his job, and I want you to see my smiling face during this. Chris Harris kept his job, and Tom, if you're unaware, Chris Harris led the defensive backs and the defensive passing attack with 0 interceptions. It's the first time that's ever been done in history of the NFL. And Aaron Glenn labeled Chris Harris an up and coming coach in the league. So I think you can look at things and assess it fairly and say that to date, Aaron Glenn looks like he's in over his head. Do I hope he turns it around? Yes. Do I hope Greg Roman is the next Bill Walsh if he's hired? Yes. Do I hope Aaron Glenn turns into Dick LeBeau or Wade Phillips or Bill Belichick or insert whatever other great defensive coordinator's name you want? Yes. I hope for all of that. But realistically, things look very dire after 1 year. Can a killer draft change this? Yes. Can getting a couple free agents who are great scheme fits that come in help build your culture and help develop these rookies? Yes, that's all capable of happening. But right now, Tom, it doesn't look very good on paper. I think you can admit that. I don't think that's being negative if you're being realistic. Rich Cimini is called negative all the time. Rich Cimini realistically tells you what's going on with the team. That's why fans hate him, because he's always saying bad things, because bad things happen. We haven't made the playoffs in 15 years. I can't sit here and blow smoke up people's asses and tell them how great it is. Yeah, Tom, you want to go on with Aaron Glenn? There's other things. His constant fighting and feuding with the media is unnecessary. It's uncalled for. It's unprofessional. It makes it look like you can't be challenged because you're insecure. Everything's coaching, right? Well, you went 3-14. So if everything is coaching and we're going to fix Justin Fields because coaching, and we're going to fix Will McDonald and he's going to be elite coaching. When you go 3-14, Tom, coaching. That's the reality of it. Jake Quest. It comes down to this. We talk about this team 24/7, but in reality, we won't know what we have until August. Why can't we know what we have now? It's been a year. 20% of the Aaron Glenn regime, 5 years, is over. I don't think anyone thinks we're better off now after a year of Aaron Glenn than we were when he walked in the door. That's fairly assessing the situation. If that's being negative, that's because negative results have been garnered. That's where we're at, guys. I want it all to work out. I hope that the number 2 pick is a 10-time All-Pro Hall of Famer who sets the new NFL record for sacks. I hope Caleb Banks or Sonny Styles are the pick at 16, and we have a dominant front 7 again. I hope for all that. It's hard to have excitement February 1st. It's hard to, guys. And I think that's fair to have criticisms right now with the Jets. And this is the reality of being a Jet fan. Season was bad. It was awful. It's disappointing. quarterback play was some of the worst quarterback play we've ever seen. Brady Cook comes in, starts the last 5 games. We set records for futility. Lose the worst point margin in the history of December football. Not even bad enough to get the number 1 pick. Then we changed 10 of the 15 coaches. Only one of them was retained from the previous regime. So 10 out of 14 of the people you hired weren't good enough to keep their job. It's February 1st. It's 4 weeks to the day that the NFL season ended, and you're still now creating openings that you have to fill. That's not really a lot to be positive about. Hey. Let's see who this is. Thanks. Oh, shoe shine boy. At least be creative if you're gonna fucking troll, dude. Be creative if you're gonna troll. Was it 1994? You're gonna tell me to go get my shine box? Goodfellas just come out for you, Jagrich. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, though. Appreciate it. Come back for more. And Eli, he doesn't even know what that means. But appreciate everyone for being here tonight. You guys are the best. Hit the like button. We are 10 away at last check of hitting 100. We are at 97. So shout out to the 7 of you and the other 90 that all hit the like button tonight. But we are at the point of the show, and since he went to sleepy time, with no more callers.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today? Courtesy of Nick Shine.
Tom, screen record this right now. I hope to God Aaron Glenn makes me come on the show and say that I was wrong. I hope that Aaron Glenn makes all the right hires. I hope that Aaron Glenn makes all the right draft picks. I hope that we laugh about this many years from now with multiple Vince Lombardi trophies. I hope there's statues built. I will build the statue myself of Aaron Glenn if he hoists the trophy. I hope it all works out here. I loved Aaron Glenn, the player. But this is the reason I never wanted Don Mattingly to coach the Yankees, because I know there would come a point where you're not going to like the guy anymore. That's why I'm at where I'm at. I want it to work out, Tom. I do. I'm a positive fan. You might be new to the show, and we're in the shit right now. So I can't come here and tell people how good things are or how great this team is going to be, because there's no evidence of that. And I would look foolish if I did that. So I hope you stick with the program. As the offseason happens, yes, January sucks for us. Watching the Patriots go to a Super Bowl after being 4-13 sucks. But free agency will get here. Maybe we'll get a couple players that help us turn to positive. Then the draft with 4 of the top 44 picks, that will help. Then we'll get to OTAs. Then we'll get to training camp. And then there'll be a little momentum for a fan going into the season. It would be one hell of a statue, James. It would be tremendous. I would use the greatest glue, Gorilla Glue with macaroni and cheese noodles. ISU says you could have stopped with, I hope Aaron Glenn makes me come on the show. I do too. Not physically here with me, but hopefully with enough victories. Folks, we got one more caller. Last call for super chats, gifted memberships. We've hit the threshold, so any future and all entries tonight are tripled. What up, Lou?
This Glenn talk drives me crazy, man. I mean, how could everyone not see what has gone on in the last year? But I know you, Nick, and like me, when the season starts, we'll be cheering for him, right? Just right now in the off season, you can't say that this went well. I mean, what more proof would someone need that this didn't go well? I mean, what's the difference between going well and not going well? Well, exactly what happened is proof that it just didn't go well. I don't know what else to say. I sat at some of those games by myself, and that is the truth. There's pictures to prove
I've seen it.
me at that stadium.
You sent me the pictures during the game. I saw.
So, for anyone that doesn't understand why a guy like me would be crazy with watching the team fall apart and watching the sidelines of guys like really just giving up on him and stuff. But I hope when the season starts, he's a monster, and I hope we win and it doesn't stop. But as of right now, I would have liked to get a new coach. But one thing I wanted to ask you is, when I was watching all this, I keep my notes and all these guys watching the Senior Bowl and all this stuff. There's so many good defensive players out there right now.
There really are.
And
that's why I want to go all in. Like, I don't care if the first 4 picks are defense. Give me end, D tackle, off-ball linebacker, or middle, and a safety. Like, just make the defense fucking dominant. And here's why I think they'll do it. Aaron Glenn's calling the defense. He's going to want more tools in the drawer to use.
You know that, man. He's on survival.
So do that, and then say to Roman, listen, you're good for a year. Next year,
survival mode right now. But I think that we should trade as many guys as we can out, right, and get picks. I think. What else can we get for the guys that we do have, like JJ and Sherwood and McDonald? And
I think Will is more likely to go than JJ, but I wouldn't be surprised if either of them go. Like, I think JJ fits what they want to do more with the physicality up front, and I think they believe in him to come back. But Will McDonald has pure pass rush ability that JJ doesn't have. And I think that with Will, if you go Bailey, Will be gone on day 2 of the draft, in my opinion. If you go with Bain, I wouldn't be surprised if Will's gone or JJ's gone, because now you have your physical guy to pair with Will.
But Glenn believes in depth. Glenn definitely believes in depth, because I remember the speech in the beginning of like one thing he'll never do again. This is when he was coming out of Detroit, that he wants that bench because he's seen what happens when you don't. But I have a question. So you seen this guy, Jacob Rodriguez, in the
yeah, we talked about him earlier. Texas Tech.
So would you swap him for JJ right now as player to player? I know they're not exactly the same, but would you swap him right now?
For who?
For
I was
JJ.
laughing at a comment in the chat.
For JJ.
Different positions, but
I'm just talking player for player right now. If you said snap your fingers, JJ for him.
I would swap Sherwood. Yeah, I would swap.
Yeah, well, I don't even think that's a fair trade. I don't even think he's the same. There's some crazy rookies out here, man. There's some great guys to draft. I'm so excited. I really think that I think our GM is amazing. I think it's gonna go nuts this draft. I really do. I hope they trade back. I hope they trade back up. I know it'll suck to lose like a guy like Bain, but maybe you get a Bailey, or maybe you get Bailey and don't get. This draft is going to go crazy. After the Senior Bowl, there's a few guys that are coming up that are going to start pushing other guys down. And
listen, if you tell me right now, our draft was Arvell Reese, Caleb Banks, McNeil Warren, the safety from Toledo, and then Zion Young, the defensive end.
Unblockable.
I would be ecstatic, dude. I would be ecstatic. Like, I just want to build an elite front seven. And I think if you get the players in that I just mentioned, you're going to be physically imposing up front. You're not going to get pushed around anymore. And you'll still be able to get to the quarterback. You can use Will McDonald as a trade piece, because you have Arvell Reese now, who would be an upgrade at that type of player. And that would get me excited. I would be really excited with that. If you go and get a veteran quarterback and you go and get a veteran receiver to come in for a one-year deal, like a little bit of a better than a Josh Reynolds, right? To go with Garrett, Mitchell, Mechie. You retain Brees. You get a veteran who can run the offense and just get the ball out on time. and then you get those pieces on defense, you're starting to build something good, right? Like, of course, if you add a Sonny Styles, if you add McDonald, like if you add any of these good front seven defensive players, I'm gonna start to get excited because I want to be able to get to the quarterback. I want to be able to create pressure. I want to be able to have a guy like a Banks who can throw people around at will
We got
and
the
just
picks.
create mayhem.
We have enough picks to do that. I mean, it's crazy that we have this amount of draft capital. You know, when like other teams have to look like I have to pick one or two guys, we could go nuts trading up and down. That's what I really think the key to this draft is right now: trading back and trading up. I think so. If we could get and then that pick 33 can definitely be used. Like we have really good picks. I wish 16 was at 10 because I could rattle off 20 guys right now, or 10 guys, excuse me, at 10. That would be awesome. But with that being said,
this would have been a good year to get the Cowboys one and have that pick at 12.
Yeah.
And then next year get there too. Like, damn it, Jerry Jones.
I mean, I love this draft stuff. I really think we can definitely fix our defense right now. We have a good offense if we get a quarterback, right? We got to get the veteran quarterback. But I was just thinking, like, I'm looking at the players that we do have. And if we didn't trade out anyone, maybe just one of these guys out, and then you just go draft these guys and then maybe pick up like Anzalone, or we'll have a solid defense. We had some quality guys drafted last year. We only busted on a few of them, but we can have a defense really quick. And look, if we went back into time and we needed a DC, we would have been looking for Aaron Glenn to be our DC, right? If we didn't know what we know now, in the past, when we were looking for, let's just say we had a head coach and we were looking for a DC, Glenn would be on that list for a DC. So I think we just ended up with, Glenn is the DC, obviously. But this is crazy. The news cycle has been crazy. The Jet jokes have been unbelievable. As you know, I work in Atlantic City with all these Philadelphia Eagle clowns. So it is terrible. I work with 3,250 Eagle fans. It is and they know who I am. So they know I'm a Jet to death. So I don't know, man. What do you think? What do you think? This is just Caleb Banks looking good, though. And there's some late receivers, too. That there might be a receiver in the late rounds that are as good as the top three.
I think that 33 pick is the pick that's the most intriguing to me, because that's the pick where you can take pick 103 and you can jump up into the end of round one. If there's a player that you're saying we want to have the 5th-year option on this guy, we need to get this guy, we can't take the chance. Or if that doesn't happen, you can take the call from all 31 teams on Friday and make them all bid against one another for the player that they value the most. And then you could slide back a little bit, and then you can pick up a 3rd rounder maybe on top of it. And now you have more to work with. So
if I'm drafting right now, I'm taking 16 and 44 and trying to come up and get one of those top 10 guys. I would. That's what I would definitely.
I'm not mad at it. If they say we got to get to 11, we got to get in front of the Cowboys. If the Cowboys don't get Quincy or another linebacker, if they say we got to jump the Cowboys to go get.
There's a few changes out there, man.
It.
There's a few. And then I would take 33, go back and pick up my 44 that I just gave away, something like that, get another one. So this guy, I really hope it sounds like bing, 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 bing. Like just our GM goes crazy and just, you can only do this with the amount of picks that we have. You can't school a draft.
You can be major players. You can be major players. And if you want to move up, you shouldn't hear the word no. Maybe with the Raiders at 1, obviously. But
I hate that we don't have
jump up from 16, you have the opportunity to do it. If you want to jump up from 33, if you want to trade back from 16, say you miss out on the player that you love, but if you move back from 16, you can get Banks or McDonald at defensive tackle. You can get C.J. Allen at middle linebacker. You can maneuver either way. And having flexibility and not being pigeonholed in the NFL draft is so valuable. And for those of you watching who have called me negative, the closer we get to the NFL draft, the more excited I'm going to get. I love this kid, Chris. I love this kid. 6'3", 209, long arms. He's rangy. He's powerful. He's everything I want in a safety. He's
There's some
a
good
guy that I'm going to be sad if we don't get.
There's some great players that are just, I think that with the amount of picks that we have, everyone's going to be calling us because we do have that flexibility to be like, hey, if you need something, come shopping over here. And I think we just need to trade at least one player to get a third. I think not having a third in this draft is like bad because, like I said, there's just so many good guys that are going to fall. I'm watching all these mock drafts like crazy, and so many good guys fall that the guys that are falling are the guys that can like literally change our team. I'm just worried about who they get for quarterback. Like they need a veteran, and I hope we don't get beat to the punch here. But that's who do you really think we're going to end up as our veteran quarterback? If you had to say, I'm going to end up with this.
If I had a real quick spit names off the top of my head, Trubisky, Mariota, Minshew.
That's a few names. Got to be one, Nick. If you picked one right now,
me.
Not picking who you want, who you think we're going to end up with.
Give me 1 second. Let me check if this guy is a free agent. Let me check if he's a free agent. Hold on.
I think it also matters who our offensive coordinator is, right? If we end up
Yep.
with
That's why I'm going with this right now. I'm going to go with – hold on. It's loading.
Because what they did with Tanner was crazy, right? I'm
going to go with Greg Roman as offensive coordinator. I'm going to go with Tyler Huntley as your starting quarterback on opening day.
Wow. I didn't think you were going to say that. I think
he's got history with him at Baltimore. He's mobile.
Okay.
And he can come on the cheap. So I would say Tyler Huntley and Greg Roman. Greg Roman, offensive coordinator. Tyler
What about
Huntley,
if he was our running coordinator and not our OC?
Say again?
What happens if we got Frank and they got Roman as the running coordinator, I guess?
Gardner Minshew.
You see this connection with Frank and C.J. Stroud? Did you see the little bit of news on that?
I'm not a fan of Stroud.
I'm not either.
I saw it with him in the playoff game in the Northeast.
He was seeing ghosts. He was seeing ghosts. No, but he's definitely better than a lot of guys out there. I mean, look,
I'm not giving up. If he was a free agent, that's different. I'm not giving up a premium pick that Houston's going to want for C.J. Stroud. No thank you.
Yeah, they would probably want 16 for him, but
he won't be able to. Jake mentioned this too the other day, that people he knows in Houston have said he's very in tune with social media and what people are saying.
Yeah.
He would not be able to handle the criticisms of New York.
Yeah, no, he was people that didn't even know football were like, that guy is looking really scared right now. I'm like, yeah, nah. It was tough, but I don't know. As you being negative, I know you, and you're not negative. You're negative right now because we're getting crushed, right? So
there's nothing, dude. It's February 1st, and we're still getting rid of coaches. This should have been before Martin Luther King Day, before mid-January. You should have all your firings done, and now you should have spent the second half of the month pinpointing who you want to bring in. You should not still be assessing guys and telling them that they can go.
Well, it's pretty clear what happened. They had a meeting and they said, we're not spending any more money, because when they wouldn't have done all those defensive coordinator interviews thinking that Glenn was going to call the plays. They supposedly were in West Palm. They had their Jets meeting in West Palm. Woody said, let's add up all the money that we're still paying from coaches that we fired, Salah, all these guys, because they're still paying these guys.
Yep.
Let's look at all the coaches that we just fired, and then look at all the contracts that Glenn is looking to take on. It's massive amount of money, even for a rich guy.
Yeah.
You're talking over $100 million in just contracts and just coaches that aren't even there. I mean, it's, and then to land more. And they must have said, listen, Glenn has to make it work with what he has. That's it. Here's your budget. You're getting, let's just say $10 million in coaches, and make it happen. And then he said, wait, he didn't mean this. He would never have done that to Wink if he didn't get the budget pulled. He wouldn't. Come on, you're going to call Wink there and say,
I don't know about that. I think Glenn.
Do you think he would tell Wink that he would call the plays?
I think Glenn's going to take on the defense because he knows he's painted into a corner right now, and he's
No,
the
now.
type of guy that's going to put it on his shoulders. And I kind of respect that. Like, if you're going to go down swinging, you be the one making the calls. And that's why I think all these investments are going to be put into the defense to give him the best opportunity to retain his job.
Yeah.
Keep It Simple has a question. It says, why Roman over Bevel? I think Roman's ideology and his ability to build, design, and call a power running scheme fits into what Glenn wants to do. And when you don't have the quarterback, and you're going to have to go with a patchwork veteran, I think that Roman can sustain that. And if the defense plays better, you can be in a spot to win some games, and it could start to turn the ship a little bit. I think that Roman's acumen as a run designer fits Glenn's ideology. So that's why I think Roman is better suited for what Glenn wants to do. Doesn't necessarily mean Roman is the better offensive coordinator. It means that Roman fits the ideology of what this team wants to be.
And Glenn said it's a running league, right? He said it's a rushing league. So he still believes that. He's a stubborn guy. He doesn't change his mind on anything. So he said that very loud and clear out of his mouth. So
one more comment here. Raiders don't have a head coach. They've come to terms with Kubiak. It's not official yet. But the difference between putting a coaching staff together when you are a new hire and there's excitement and there's promise and there's hope, and then having to find 10 new coaches after your first year, that was a mitigated disaster. That's the difference. Like, you want to go to a team that's trending upward and a new coach is trending upward. There's an excitement about it. There's an excitement of Clint Kubiak becoming a head coach and having the number one pick to get his quarterback. Coaches are going to want to tie themselves to that.
Oh, he's taking that job. He's going to take that job.
Yeah.
Vegas, beautiful stadium, hot city, obviously. Tom Brady there.
I still stand by it, Lou. I still stand by it. Mendoza's a man of God. He should not have to play in a place called Sin City.
Oh, they're going to ruin
not, damn it.
They're going to ruin him. They are going to. He was in the strip club already in Miami, you heard. He was at 11.
Did you see his Sunday conversation today?
No, I didn't.
On Barstool?
No,
it was good. The guy who sits there in the middle is all painted up in Vegas black hole.
There's so many jokes.
Yeah,
man.
it was good.
Yeah, no, the Mendoza jokes are hilarious. It was really hard for me to accept that we weren't getting him. I know it was hard for you too. I was really praying that we would get him, and then just having I'll hate the Raiders forever because of this. Like, really true hatred of them like tanking better than us.
I've said before that it's going to take me a very long time to get over Chris Banjo being so elite at his job. We won the Cleveland game.
I blame Lazard for catching that.
The Cleveland game and the Atlanta game were special teams victories that now have cost us Mendoza. So it's going to take me Chris Banjo better become Hall of Fame coach, maybe eventually head coach of the Jets one day, and take us to the Super Bowls. And then I'll forgive him.
You're right.
The day we get the Lamar Hunt trophy, I will forgive him when we make a Super Bowl.
When I was at the Atlanta game, and now, I can't really cheer against them, but I was thinking, wow, it's better if we probably lose this right now. And I see it pop up, and Lazard catches it. I was like, oh, my God, this is the catch that makes us win this game. And it did. Lazard, revenge. They got us, man. They got us. And only we could get the second pick in a one-man quarterback race. It's incredible. But I'm excited about the draft. I'm going to the draft. I think I'm going to be with you on Saturday, right? We're trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I'll be down in AC Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that
Yes,
soon. So, yeah, no, that's it. I'm just crazy with the draft, man. I just wish I wish we have so many picks, and I still want more. So I do hope they trade at least one or two more guys and get some picks. And there's some stud receivers, late rounds, that are going to be out there, man. Nobody's talking about them, but they're coming.
Yeah.
So
just add talent, right? Like I said earlier, if you take Reese, I'm not mad. If you take Bain, I'm not mad. If you get Styles, Banks, Zion Young, Fieneman, Warren McNeil, any of these, just get ballers. You need ballers everywhere. You need it on all three levels of your defense. You need another wide receiver. You might need a running back. You might need a guard. You just add talent and then let the rest fall into place. If you get talent and then your coaching, your schemes are better with Roman and Glenn. I keep saying Roman because I think that's the direction Glenn's
why
going
do you think it's
that's a better fit.
Why do you think not Frank? What about the trio? Frank, Roman, and the other guy as the quarterback coach.
I wouldn't be mad with Frank Reich coming in as quarterback coach, or I don't want him as offensive coordinator.
He's definitely going if he comes in, he's definitely going to go as the.
I wouldn't mind him being.
But don't that sound good? Him coming in as the offensive coordinator, then you get Roman as the running
I think Roman's a better offensive coordinator than I know Roman's a better offensive coordinator than Reich's been. I would rather Reich just be
You say he's
quarterback
only good
coach,
at like running and
pass game coordinator and quarterback coach for Reich, and let
Mhm.
Roman be the run game coordinator and the offensive coordinator. I think that would be your best possible scenario.
Man, it's so crazy because we I know me and you do not approve of Glenn, right? But we would like him to do well. But is he gonna do well enough to stay and not, just like that whole thing, like you just watched. If he wins X amount of games, he stays, and then he goes for another year. We know we're not gonna, when I lost faith in him was the Denver game. That's when I was like, man, could this guy ever win a real hardcore game? Like with those real intense, that pressure call. Like, oh, that was when I really got upset. But man, I just hope we draft well, and I hope we get a few more players. All right, man.
All right, bro. We'll talk soon, man. Thank you. All right. Tom with a question. If the Jets fired Glenn, who do you want? I don't have a name in particular, Tom, because I obviously now this is going into next season, but I have an ideology of who I want. You're looking at a team that is going to draft a quarterback early. I want an up and coming offensive mind uh, to be the head coach. Whether it's someone from the Shanahan tree or a McVay tree or someone who's been in the room to develop a young quarterback. It's someone who has been in the room with some designing elite offensive schemes or have done it himself and now have elevated to head coach. I need an offensive mind. I don't know who that will be. There's guys that come up every year. Um, O'Connell in Minnesota. A lot of people think that he could be out. That would be a guy. Davis Webb is an up and coming guy. Uh, I don't want to do what we've done the last several hires. I don't want to do the defensive coordinator in a passing offensive league. I think you can get defensive coordinators. I think that all of the good offensive minds are getting head coaching jobs and calling the offense from there. So I would like to get with the trend in the NFL instead of recycling the trend that we've been doing that doesn't work. So, but I will say, I hope Aaron Glenn, I hope it works out. I hope we're all wrong about him. And it's not to say that people are right or wrong. I hope he changes the narrative because the narrative right now is not good. And I'm rooting for him, but realistically, it's ugly as shit right now. It's horrible. All right, we tried this a little while ago.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today, courtesy of Nick Shine.
All right, folks, what did we learn today? What did we learn? Now, for those of you who might be new here, we do a recap at the end of the show. What did we learn? Something that was said in the chat, something that I said on air, something a caller said. What did you learn while watching this show? Johnny Boy learned. I learned that we have an Aaron Glenn support system group, and I am built for this shit. Nice, Johnny. I know, boom. I know. I'm sorry. Of course, he's good. I love Boom. He's the best. I am Boom. You know I never want to upset you. Max, the call-in link is taken down already. We are wrapping up the show. We are almost 3 hours in, my friend. I'm sorry, buddy. Next time. But all in all, I want the Jets to get good. I think Roman and Aaron Glenn as your play callers could help turn it. But we'll see. We will see, folks. It's not pretty right now. And Getting a job, hiring everybody, and then having to get rid of everyone is a really bad look. And that's just being honest. If reality is being negative, then the reality is that things aren't good. Because I can find a positive in anything. Maze, I learned that hearts are breaking all over MetLife that Nick Shine will not be running naked across the field. Well, it still could happen. It still could happen. JD Surf City, I learned Nick is as depressed as the rest of us. You know what it is? I'm furious that the negative stories are still happening. I'm furious that 4 weeks after the season ended, we're getting rid of coaches. I want the uptick to start. I want hirings. I want guys who want to be here. That's what I want. It's where we should be 4 weeks after the season. Robert Sala's got coordinators in place. I want to get past the 2025 season, and you do that by getting your coaching staff in place. You do that by devising your plan. You do that by submitting paperwork to the scouts of what you're looking for the players and their traits for your scheme. That's how you get momentum going. That's how you build it going forward. That's how you get the fan base to start to forget about the past and think about the future. When you're still firing guys 28 days after the season ended, you're still stuck in the mud with last season because you have a coaching staff and an organization haven't moved past that point yet. So that's not being negative. It's being realistic. And it's a bad sign when all these coaches want out. It really, truly is. It's a bad sign. Folks, we're near the end. Don't forget, due to all the gifting that happened in the chat tonight, raffle entries are triple tonight. Next Sunday, our Joe Namath raffle Super Bowl super giveaway. The Super Bowl giveaway. Whatever. It's the Joe Namath raffle next Sunday. But thank you to Adirondack Fly Guy, A. Mitch, Leany, Kyle Clifton, Charles Gorman, Pagan Artie twice. Raffle entries are triple tonight before we end the show. Again, 69 of you here. It's like the 10th time it happened tonight. Some of you are going to have trouble walking tomorrow. It's a lot of 69s that occurred here. Let's see. Last I checked, we were at 97. We are now at 105 likes. So thank you to all of you. Hey, Rusty, I'm fine with that, but I can't take Styles at 2. Taking Styles at 2 would be as laughable as taking Barkley at 2. I can't do it. You want to trade up from 16? I'm fine with that. But I can't take a middle linebacker at 2. Cannot do it. I have no issue with Styles. I have no issue trading up and jumping the Cowboys to get to 11 to get him. That's even if he makes it there. Some people think he will go at to replace Fred Warner at Washington. Not Warner, Wagner. Bobby Wagner at Washington at 7. I have no issue with him. I have no issue trading back from 16 and taking a CJ Allen. I just need defensive players in the front 7 that'll make this team great. But folks, it is that time. I have asked you in the chat, what have you learned? And now we ask, I can't say that word. I almost said the greatest note taker in all the land, courtesy of Gator.
Hey there, Shiners, you made it to the end. It's time to ask the question. The Nick Shine would like to know. Canada's taking names. Motown always delivers. Let's find out now. What did we learn today?
And if you are a Shiner, if you are a member of the channel, do what the others are doing right now. Go hit that Canadian Leaf with what did we learn today? Oh, this fucking wire headphone. I gifted 5 more. Thank you all for the show tonight. They went to Bronx Jet Fan, Orb 999, A Fungus Among Us, Claus 36, and Aurora. So thank you, everybody, for being a part of the program. And Boomtown, if you would please, good sir, drop it like it's hot. Also, Gator, we got to talk. Got some ideas, and I have some technical questions also. I know we've talked about it already with the mic and the board, but yeah. Also, the emoji that Chris B just shared, this logo, I love that fucking thing. God, that's beautiful. Looks great in the chat. Boomtown learned the Jets suck scissors, according to Peter Castro. 10 coaches, 9 toes, or 10 coaches greater than 9 toes. Redirection after original direction ain't good. The 4th down team is now trademarked. For those of you that missed it, I said that Aaron Glenn should start a business called the 4th down team, where all he does is hire special teams coaches, because that was the only hire that he got right. Bonus! Jets coaches being fired are following a woman's monthly period schedule. It's 28 days, and we're still getting rid of coaches. Even pissing into the wind won't save the Jets. Leanie is a Mimi, not a grandma. This channel does not watch award shows. It's stupid. Rich pedophiles patting each other on the back. Watch a Mets show if I want to see that. Double bonus! Beware of Morristown hoes. Sam Darnold got mono. Beast has a very upbeat polka band playing in his head tonight. Beast will be watching MacGyver instead of the Super Bowl this year. And we learned that Charles Gorman will not be watching the halftime show. So, Gator says Beast is also licensed for tech support. And triple bonus, welcome, first-time viewer, Tom Casella. Yes, Tom, I promise you, I am one of the most positive people out there. But 4 weeks of firings, come on. Come on, man. Really? 4 weeks? Folks, I appreciate all of you for being here. I appreciate everybody who comes and takes time out of their lives with all of the chaos in the world and all of the responsibilities you each have, that it means the world to me that you carve out your time to be a part of this program. It's a very chat-driven show, and I appreciate all of you. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, you being here means the world to me. So thank you. Stay tuned for shows throughout the week. Either Tuesday or Wednesday, we're going to do a show. Gator said Jake's going to be on around 1, so possibly 11 a.m. will be the lead-in for Jake. And Saturday night, I'll be joined with Adam, WA2K. We'll be doing trivia. He's going to cook up a couple questions. We'll be giving away raffle entries for the Joe Namath Super Bowl raffle on Super Bowl Sunday. So, ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Be good to one another. Take care of yourselves. And if you're with someone, take care of your partner too. How?
That guy fucked me twice.
Alan, that's not right. That's not fair. Charles, what would you say to the ladies?
Show me your butthole.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Welcome to all the new subscribers. If you're debating, hit the subscribe button. We gained almost 10 tonight. Hopefully a few more after the show ends. Take care, everyone. Happy Lord's Day. Go Jets. Positivity, baby!
It's got beef.
Gentry covered in football. Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his promise, Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click the family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
I wanted to end the show. Eli, we're not even going to talk about drafting Ty at number 2. You want me to be positive, and you guys are going to bring up things like this? How am I supposed to do a show that's positive when we're talking about an Alabama quarterback who's 23 years old who sucked? God, you know what? Tom, you're right.